Ainda sinto os pés no terreiro, onde meus avós bailavam o pezinho. A bela aurora e a sapateia, e nas minhas veias corre meu basalto negro. E na memória, vulcões e terremotos. Por isso é que eu sou das Ilhas da Bruma, onde as gaivotas vão beijar a terra. Por isso é que eu sou das Ilhas da Bruma, onde as gaivotas vão beijar a terra.
I'm impressed.
Wait, why are you in construction? You should be a singer. Like, seriously, that was great.
So start a band.
Yeah.
No, start a band.
Os cagãos.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for coming in today. 600th episode. We're making it a whole Portuguese show.
Old Portuguese show.
The Italians are going to love this. Everybody else is going to love it as well, too.
Yeah.
Fuck them all. I don't care. Who cares? I don't understand. That's all. I want to thank you guys for coming in on Sunday, chilling out. We're going to just shoot the shit. You guys have been asking me what we're going to talk about. I was like, we're just going to talk construction. This show's always been just about talking about construction. So there's some fucking points of interest that I'll bring up. But let's start introducing everybody.
Steve Sampaio, Vintage Ideas.
At Vintage Ideas.
At Vintage Ideas.
And that's it. Everything's fine? Everything's good?
Yeah. Can't complain.
Thank you for bringing in the bandera.
Yeah, I had to bring in the bandeira de São Miguel. There's a sword here for us. Okay. Sorry, I didn't bring the
technically
Portugal
speaking, it's not from São Miguel, right?
No,
it belongs to 9 islands,
Nine
right?
islands. I always say São Miguel.
There's a reason why there's 9 stars there, okay? Andrew?
Andrew Padre Cura, Azores Construction at AzoresConstruction.ca.
So if you're looking to build in the Azores,
People ask me all the time. We got a crew of guys here who's willing to go.
We're going.
we're going to talk about that. And Gary's back.
Gary Mayer from MaresCarpentry at MaresCarpentry and Construction.
I also want to note that this is your 5th time on the show. So he's part of the 5th club now.
Wow.
Because Mark Fraser from Craigmore, he's been on the show 5 times. And then also, trying to figure out. Jason from Keystone Contractor, he's been on the show 5 times as well, too.
Thanks for having me.
So.
Technically, this is my 3rd time. The first time was a shit show.
It was
the second
not.
time was actually
No, half of that show was a shit show.
I don't think
the latter part of that show,
actually put it up.
when the alcohol and some other narcotics showed up,
Oh my God.
we had to remove some of the conversations there.
A lot of the conversation.
Yeah.
But it was a good time.
And then we had
2 hours
it was
long.
great. We had beer, we had vino, we had all kinds of stuff. We had food.
Oh my God.
Outdoors.
That was
it was
crazy.
great. Then Fabio's back.
Yeah.
This is your 3rd time.
I think it's third.
3rd time, yeah.
Third, no?
Pull it closer, the mic closer.
Third time, I think so.
Yeah.
My name is Fabio. My IG is Fabio.Andrade.51.
What's the 51 again for?
I don't know, did a long time ago.
You just chose the 51 number?
That was what they allowed me to do, because sometimes someone already has the
name, Fabio.Andre, really? And you got the 51, so you went through 1, 2, 3, 4, took all the way to 51?
So you put a name, and sometimes they give you options what you can use.
So they suggested 51. Okay, all right. Mario.
Mario with Uncle_João, and I'm just glad to be here.
Okay.
Forced to Canada, you know?
I want to understand what Mario and João, like...
Because everybody has an Uncle João, that's why.
That's okay.
Everybody does have an uncle.
Portuguese name.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you not have an Uncle João? I think everybody here has an Uncle João.
There's no Uncle Mario.
I'm going to start following his page.
You didn't even know about his page yet?
No.
But you've been on the group chat on IG the whole time.
Yes, I do understand. But I haven't really gone out and start stalking everybody's page.
You got to stalk.
I'm going to start stalking Uncle João now. Let's see what João's about.
I see a lot of Milwaukee hate on that pitch.
He's a Sparky.
So am I.
Team Yellow, man. Team Yellow.
I'm team both.
I follow the flag, man.
But then you should be going blue. No, because you're in the continent, that's why.
Yeah, that's right.
But you should be going green. Who's green?
Hitachi.
Itachi.
That's it? Or
Green and red.
Ryobi, a little like green.
Yeah. All right, I just want to let everybody know, 600 shows, that's 54,000 minutes of content.
Jeez.
900 hours of content. That's 37.5 days of content.
Jesus.
of conversations that I've been sitting in this chair behind this mic talking to people. That's just insane, huh?
That's crazy.
How many hours did you ever do on the radio? Like, how many years did you do it for?
I worked as a DJ for about 7 to 10 years, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, you fucking have done your share, man.
About 8, 9 years. Yeah.
What do they do? 2-hour shifts?
No, but I wasn't really behind the mic. I was more like
You were on site.
Yeah, I used to work for Z103, which is today's
You were
Z103,
live,
but back then it was Hot 103.5, and we were doing live on locations. We were in clubs, and I was a DJ in clubs too, and playing music.
This is
and
all
then-
before construction?
Yeah, and then this was way before construction.
Yeah, yeah.
Construction didn't start for me until 2017. I had an audio-visual business before this.
You missed
this
the radio
was supposed
days?
to be a semi-retirement business, Vintage Ideas. So,
Really?
I missed the radio days, absolutely. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, DJing all these clubs. And then I came to a point where I picked up the mic and I left the turntables because and then I was an MC for clubs for many years. And then my first child, decided to give it up because that's a very crazy business.
When was the last time you guys were in a club?
Oh, I don't even remember.
They pretty much don't even exist anymore.
I don't even know what it is. Looks
There's a
like.
couple in Toronto.
I'm from the days of government and Brits and shit like that. Like
I worked at
Government's a
government.
high rise now, probably, no?
it's a condo. They knocked it down.
I
Totally.
worked
is.
at government too.
Joker.
Plasti.
What was it, Joker? What else was on Adelaide? There was a
Aging
bunch
us
of them.
big time.
This would have been the 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, about that. I got gray hair now, so I belong in that era. So.
I've joked before where Carlito was a bouncer at some of those clubs at the same time that I was probably walking around those streets, and he was probably one of the bouncers there.
Yeah, that was a good time back then, man. The nightlife was good. Now we're old. Now I go to bed at 10 o'clock on a Saturday.
It's not a bad thing,
I went to
man.
bed last night at 10 o'clock.
I go to bed at 10:30 every time.
I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I feed my pig. I do have a pet pig. Rosie. I can't bring her here
in for some shitties.
I have a pet pig. I make
big's
sure I
the
have my,
pig? How big's the
my
pig?
coffee.
It's big.
About 160 pounds now.
Oh, yeah.
It's big.
She's 7 years old. She's a miniature pig, true miniature pig.
Yeah. Did you miniature at 170?
Yeah.
She's like a big
You know how much
dog,
shitties you can
man.
get with that, Steve?
Shitties.
You know how much shitties you can make?
Buffon.
Some shitties with that pig right there, man.
Now we're gonna have to post a picture of Rosie.
You're feeding Shitty Star?
Oh, she can feed us with some
she's
good
a
shitties.
vegetarian.
Oh,
It's 7 years old. That meat's old
Hey,
now. It's not-
when is the barbecue?
I always hear this from Portuguese people. Always. I tell you, if you're Italian or Portuguese, I've heard it already. Hey, when we're gonna have the porchetta? When we're gonna do the chorizo? Especially with my family back home in São Miguel. Oh my God! As
They
soon
don't
as I
understand that you have a pet pig?
Steve, uma taça de porco. I'm like, hey, no, uma taça de porco.
nobody's got any pet pigs?
No, my daughter has a rabbit though, and my father-in-law, same thing. Drives my daughter crazy.
Yeah.
Every time he comes over, he's like, "When can I cook this thing?"
We're such carnivores as Portuguese.
Have you ever met a vegan Portuguese?
Never.
Or a vegetarian
I swear,
Portuguese?
I don't know
Me
a
either.
vegan Portuguese. No.
I don't think it exists. Do they? Are there any such things as vegan restaurants on the islands?
I'm sure now.
I think there is.
You think so?
I think so.
I think everything exists there now.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago that Pete got the first strip joint. Like, it was like just recently, man. They got the first strip joint.
Really?
What, in San Miguel?
No,
They
Peak.
fight? Oh, Peak. Okay. San
Miguel's
Miguel.
always-
The Brazilians. The
They call it
Brazilians showed up,
slave.
right?
What I hear.
Yeah, that's why, right?
My cousin goes there pretty often, so he tells me all about it all the time.
To Pico, their strip club.
No, to San Miguel, they have with the Pico. They go around the island.
All right, so I got a bunch of questions and talking points. I just, I want to ask you guys if you guys ever wonder about things that you never get a chance to build in life. Because how many years of construction are we talking about here? You've been in construction for how long now, Steve?
I'm going to say 10 years.
10 years.
Coming up to
Andrew?
10 years.
14.
Gary?
40.
40?
9.
9? Mario?
Around 20.
So half of the group, I guess, is getting to the back half of their career. Half of the group is still in the front half of their career. You guys ever wonder about the things that you might not get a chance to build? Because for whatever reason, circumstances. Ever think about that shit?
I think sometimes you wonder how, sometimes I wonder, how it would be to do a high-rise building, but I mean, just because I don't do it, right? Just see how
You
it
ever
goes.
been given an opportunity to get in there and do it, or you
No,
just never
no.
took it?
Not my company. Well, I guess if I really looked for it, I guess I can do it, but it's just not what we do, right? Where I work. But I mean, I'm sure it would be fun to do one
Just to try it out.
just to see. But I'm sure, like anything else, after you do one, it's like you've done it. But some places, it's like Rogers Center, I think now is being renovated. That would be cool to work in.
Yeah,
there.
Cops Coliseum in Hamilton here
Yeah,
too.
something like that. Yeah.
That thing's still around?
Yeah, they're renovating the entire thing, like got top to bottom. It's out for tender right now.
I'm surprised it's still around.
You know, Eglinton, a lifetime project right there.
What do you mean, Eglinton? Oh, LRT?
Yeah. You could have started and retired on that one if you were younger.
Those are the good jobs.
Yeah.
Fabio, anything?
There comes to my mind. No.
Nothing at all? You've already built everything?
I mean, maybe a treehouse. Well, it would be a fun thing. I would like to.
I've done that. It was fun. It was weird, but it was fun. Still around as far as I know.
Because when I was a kid, I did for fun with a couple friends. So now that I'm a carpenter, I would like see what I could have done.
Come up with a prefab treehouse and sell it to people. All the people in Forest Hill and Bloor West Village will all fucking gobble that shit up, no?
That's the new thing.
I
Right
think
now,
the
isn't it?
tricky part it's the way that they attach to that
pods
to
that
the
they're
trees.
doing,
You know,
The way I did it, it wasn't attached to the tree. I made it self-standing, so then even if the tree grew, it didn't affect. I
Yeah.
built it in a way that it wouldn't affect each other.
I've seen a couple videos of building that. It's kind of interesting the way they attach to the trees and let them still.
Oh,
grow
you're
it
talking
out.
like those big hotel kind of...
Not big, but not very small either. It's kind of
Like a real tree house, like built
Yeah.
on the tree. Yeah.
Like an adult-sized one, not a child's.
Yeah.
You know what's really big now? Bunkers. There's
Bunkies.
there's a company out in Rockwood, close to where I live, and that's all they do is build these bunkers.
Yeah, the bunkies.
They're like
Bunky Life or something
they're
like
like
that?
10, 15 grand, but they
They're,
have a
they're
bedroom.
the
blah.
pine slats, right?
Yeah, they look like cottages, like
Yeah.
baby cottages, and people are putting them in their backyard.
Yeah.
You don't need a permit for them because
Nope.
they're under just under the square footage of adding that before you start when you have to tell the government you have.
Yeah, I think it's like
something.
108 square feet.
Even Amazon
Yeah.
sells one.
So yeah, this company is
Yeah,
crazy.
not approved for use in
They'll
Canada.
deliver it for you?
Yeah. I think it's like not even like 20 grand, I think. It's not expensive.
Yeah,
know
it's
what's
those tiny homes.
Put
You-
aside, yeah. for the
You know
size
what's
get.
good about those things? Because nowadays kids can't afford to buy their own house, right? And you don't want to have a 30-year-old living with you. So you buy one of those, you throw your kid in the backyard. The only time he comes in the house is pamjia, kaga, shower, eat. But other than that, he's living by himself in his own little bunker there.
It's the same thing now. He's just in his room.
Yeah. Well, now you want to have romantic time with your wife or your girlfriend. You can't because
But he's still gonna come in. He has to shock.
yeah, that's okay. So
I only see my daughter when she comes out of her room to eat.
Yeah.
It's not really where the question was going.
Anyways, that's why those things are very popular. But
I
anyway.
didn't think the question would go that
But
way when I
he's
first
talking
came up
about
with the
tree
question.
houses. That's another way of doing tree houses. These bunkies.
That's pushing off your offspring. That's what it is.
Well, perfect. I'm going to put a couple of them in my backyard then.
I was talking more about as we get older,
What do we want to do?
physically limited. Like we start realizing I can't lift, I can't cut, I can't do this, and I still have all this time, but I want to build this. Like, you know, maybe you wanted to build a friend's house or build your kids' houses or shit like that. Like, are you concerned about those kinds of things that we won't get when we get into construction? We're always running gun. Like we're like, I'm going to build this. I'm going to build this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And you end up doing that. You achieve all those little goals. But as you get into construction, you get to a point where it's like, there's going to come a time I'm not going to be able to build that. I'm not going to be able to build this.
Yeah, I think
That's
every
what's going on.
construction person, I think, wants to build their own house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure they do.
But I think it's very few that get the opportunity.
Get the opportunity to do it.
Another thing is growing on me is seeing those guys building like a house in a van, like. Is growing almost like that? It's like some people they live for a couple of years on a van.
camper,
But
yeah,
it just kind of interests me just the way they build a van because every little space you need to utilize every single space. So it just kind of will be a fun project because you got to utilize the best way and how you want to use it. The only thing is I'm not good at electrical plumbing, so you have
But then
to,
you call
have to-
somebody to do that, man.
got
no,
somebody
but
here.
when
Two of us.
the thing is, when you don't have knowledge about anything of that, when you're building the cabinets to utilize every single space, you have to know how much space you need to leave for the electrical of the plumbing. But I think it would be a fun project, like doing like something like that.
I like that. That makes sense. Andrew, anything?
Honestly, it'd be probably to build a house from scratch back in the Azores in Portugal, anywhere in Europe, basically. Different style of building, right?
It's
On a
not
block,
stick
lot of
framing, man.
concrete. No,
It's not stick
There's no
framing.
2x4s and 2x6s there, and plywood and drywall.
Continent's the same
They're
thing,
starting
isn't it,
to do
Mario?
that.
Like,
There's
Yeah,
but
drywall
they're
starting
doing-
to, yeah.
They're
Wood's
doing,
coming,
uh,
coming.
they're
Yeah,
doing
they
what?
have like modular
Wood's
homes
coming,
there
yeah.
now.
I know somebody
You
that
buy
built
like
one
you
in
buy a
Houston.
sea can, everything you need's in there. It's all basically timber.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Every island has a company that has one that does it now.
Even they're
I
building.
actually know someone that bought one.
They're building houses like here. I know a couple guys there
I'm
I grew
nervous
up
about
with.
that.
They're working for a company, and I see a couple of their posts on Facebook. They're building houses like here.
Yeah.
All
I know
plywood.
someone in Pico
gravel.
that built one. Same thing.
Stick frame.
Yeah, with drywall.
But the ocean, the air, the salt.
The exterior is concrete still. But
Depends.
the interior, they're using certain drywall.
Oh, so instead of carving out the concrete, they're actually stick framing. They're furring it out.
Yeah, so like for example, my cousin, his neighbor built a brand new house, and it's all concrete exteriors, right? The actual
How
shell
thick?
of the house is concrete.
How thick?
Well, I think they're still using concrete block, right? And
6 inch?
and obviously they're purging it. But you know what's funny though? How they do it now? They put this hard foam insulation out on the outside of the building,
And then they stucco it.
and then they stucco it.
Yeah.
because
Because they need a little bit of
and
insulation
that's
now.
code now. So
They made it code.
It's code now. You have to build houses with that.
So they must be doing it under the slab too as well. Putting the foam underneath.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I didn't see it. But but the inside though, yes, they are doing drywall now. But
What normally
but
would
I
do
don't
is you
think
would
it's
do
the s-
furring strips.
I don't think it's the same type of drywall we're using here. The humidity there is totally different than here, right?
yeah, but that insulation on the outside is going to help with the sweating. On the
Yes,
inside.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you would just use Georgia Pacific. You do GP or you use like moisture drywall. So you don't have to worry about it.
But construction is starting to turn out to be like here because they're doing it quicker now. Like before, interior walls were all concrete too. Now they're building like us.
Yeah, metal studs.
I don't know.
or
Is it metal
something.
studs? I don't
No.
They're doing metal
I've seen
studs?
wood.
I don't think they. I don't,
The
metal
ones
would be
that-
a bad idea in the
Yeah, that would
Azores.
be a bad idea.
Well, not in the Azores, but in the mainland,
Yeah.
I've seen metal. Yeah, yeah.
The ones I've been seeing is all like here, just would not even block outside. It's just
Yeah.
really like here.
Yeah, I've
I'm
seen a
surprised,
couple like that.
but I don't know. These ones I don't think it's close to the beach, so
gonna
I
say,
don't
that
know if
must
it
be
changes.
inland,
If you get close to the ocean, I don't know if the rules changes or not. But that's what I've been seeing.
Yeah, like I said, the exteriors, and now all these new houses there, they have the heat exchange units now, in every new house.
Yeah, any new house, what I would be seeing is like you do radiant floor heating, so you could take care of the curse of the cold in the winter months, right? And then you would just do your splits on the walls for your AC in the summertime.
Yeah, everybody's putting splits in.
That's
now.
all it is, right?
My
you-
my brother's condo, he has one in each bedroom, and it does pretty much the whole
yeah, and your house
whole
would be
condo.
coldly climate
And it does
controlled,
heating
man.
in this winter and air conditioning in the summer.
The floor is good to do because I've been in enough homes when I go visit there that it's cold, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's always cool. In the winters, I've been there in the winter, January and Senegal.
November, I was there, yeah.
And it's chilly. In January, February is the two worst months there, and it's cold, damp.
cold rain,
It's always raining,
cold, wet.
but it's damp, right? Especially if you live like in those old villages, like where my mom's from. It's like cold. It's up high off the ocean, right? So.
Chanel and Hob.
And if you're
Yeah.
from Senegal watching this, it's Lumba de Maya is where my mother's from. There you go. Because there's going to be a lot of people from the islands watching this, isn't there?
Probably. There's a lot of
Yeah,
people
okay.
listening from all over the place, right?
so
So
now I relate
You're going
to
to say hello to
somebody.
the Africans in the Middle East too as well? Like, you
That's
might as
cool.
well say everybody.
Angola, let's say hi to them.
I'm sure some Russians are listening to it right now.
Yeah, Macau. Hey. Macau, Goa. Let's keep going. Portuguese, we were a bunch of whores back then. Huh? We used to go to all these countries and start like taking over the country.
That's a long time ago.
I know,
Steve.
but shit, man. Like
1400s.
Portuguese were
I'm not trying to get
everywhere.
the Portuguese canceled.
I have this conversation
We were helping.
sometimes,
We were
and it's
helping.
like, go, blah, blah. Okay, anyways, let's
I know,
go
but
back to-
we had nothing to do with that unless you're from that family
time,
tree or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
I am. I'm 300 years old, and I just preserved myself
Your
with
great
with
grandfather.
Gary's juice. You have any more juice?
I got juice. I got
Okay,
juice.
okay.
He was on the boat with Columbus. When he came over.
I
He
was.
his,
No, but wasn't it the Portuguese that approved Columbus to come?
that I don't
There was a
know.
connection there or something like
He
that.
went to.
I think Portuguese didn't have money. To
Yeah,
pay
from
him.
what I remember, he asked the king of Portugal, but they didn't have the money to fund it, so
Oh,
then
so
he
he
went to
went to
Spain.
Spain.
But
That's
then
right.
after he found North America, on the way back to Europe, he stopped in the Azores in Santa Maria. And at the time, Santa Maria was being invaded by pirates very often. So the people of Santa Maria actually took Columbus hostage for over a month, and they had to negotiate to convince. He had to convince the people of Santa Maria he wasn't a pirate, right? So eventually they let him go, and they actually had a feast. And in honor of Santa Maria, there's a statue of Christopher Columbus, because that's the first place after he discovered the New World he stopped on his way back to Europe.
And technically, he found Dominican
Yes.
First.
First.
Was in America that
Yeah.
he found, right?
It was Dominican. Well, technically.
And then they raped and pillaged the whole fucking native everybody and all that other shit.
Yeah. Well, if you go back, the Portuguese actually landed in Newfoundland before Christopher Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The Vikings, the Portuguese were there, and then they came back. They never claimed it.
See?
Yeah, actually, I've been
Canada should have been
You
Portuguese.
know why
Yeah.
it's called Canada, right?
We should have been owned by
to
Portugal.
Canada.
Yeah, it was named by a Portuguese guy. Canada. They came in the winter. Canada.
If you look at the roads in Portugal, on the Azores, I've never been to mainland, so I can't talk for mainland. But in São Miguel, for example, there's a whole bunch of streets it's called Canada, right? That's what they call it. But it's Canada.
Yeah.
It's spelled out
They are,
Canada,
yeah, they are.
whatever. That's
Every
the
island
street
has
name.
that, yeah.
But I never understood that. I was like,
Canada?
Canada? Because it's spelled the same way. But it's Canada. I guess that's like a different way of saying avenue, alleyway in Portuguese. I don't know. I'm not that advanced in Portuguese. I don't know what Canada means, right? But I guess it means street of some sort.
So, I mean, but going
I'm
back to
Portuguese, I
Portugal,
don't know.
yeah, there's
never hear
roads here
that.
called
Yeah,
Canada.
I think it's an Azores thing.
going
not
back to
Canada.
Portugal and the way they built back then, well, who was the first person to start talking about building all the blocks and all that? They just used the lava rock and all the stone that was
originally.
there.
Yeah, my
Because
Vavo's
when-
house is still made out of stone.
Yeah, because when Columbus came to America, they ended up using all the trees. They saw all the trees and they just chopped those down and they used that to build houses, right?
Yeah.
But over there we had rocks.
rocks.
So we
I
just
Still standing, though.
they're still standing. That's
My
why.
grandmother's house is still there, where my mother was born. Yeah.
How old?
And the walls, I'm nowhere to
Oh, they're
lie.
2 foot thick.
They're like, a foot and a half, 2 foot.
That's how they were done.
Oh, this house is over, oh my God, I would say over 150 years old. But it's solid rocks. And then it's parched. And you can see you can't hang pictures because the wall's like wavy. But, solid. Like, that thing there is going to go in the history books. In 1,000 years from now, that house will still be there. And all of our houses here
Who's
in
been
Canada
updating it?
will be gone. Sorry?
Who's been updating it?
Well, it's actually...
It's not using the same bathroom that it was using originally.
No, there's no one living in it now. So it's next door to my aunt's house now. So, but it's where they were all born. So I go in there once in a while. It's like a museum for us Canadians. When we go visit, we want
I
to
like
go
seeing
see
all that
where our
shit.
parents were
Yeah,
born
yeah.
and stuff. So it's there. It's full of spider webs inside, but we go in there.
So it's kind of funny. Both of you guys are from the continent.
Yeah.
What parts again from?
Trás-os-Montes.
That's just in the north?
North, yeah.
And Fabio, where are you from?
Torres Vedras.
Where's that?
Torres Vedras. I live more close to Peniche, like half an hour from Peniche. Peniche, majority of the people know, but that's where I born was Torres Vedras.
And you guys have never been to the islands, and we've never been to the continent. You been to the continent?
I've been to the
Oh, you've been to the
I've been to the
and you've been to the
continent,
continent.
yeah.
Okay, so Steve and I have never been to the
I've
continent.
never been to the continent.
I've been
And
to the islands.
You've
Which
never
ones?
been many?
San Miguel.
I've never been, no.
It's different.
You've been to San Miguel?
Yeah, 2
Nice.
years ago.
Sorry. And you never have?
No.
No interest now that you met so many Azorians?
I wanted to go there, but I never went. Even to Algarve. Because when I was 18, I went to the Netherlands. I left Portugal when I was
You went to the
18.
Netherlands?
Yeah.
What the hell were you doing in the Netherlands?
9 years.
For what?
I took a course of safety, cost me like $600.
Took you 9 years to learn safety?
No. I had to take a course because there you need to have that course to work on bigger things. The last project I was working, that thing could produce power for all Netherlands and still have power left, passing like big cables.
I've heard that. And there's a lot of Portuguese that go to the Netherlands for training and stuff.
Really,
I've known
huh?
quite a few, actually.
One of the things was kind of interesting saying in the end of that job, I think just the machine stealing land from the water. It's so nice to see that how they do it.
The Dutch, they know a thing or two.
Yeah, most of their countries actually in filled sea.
Yeah.
They say God made the world and the Netherlands made the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They steal all the land from the ocean, but they have all the canals all nice and clean, prepared if something happens. Because
Okay, what's the worst part of this industry? Just jump right in. What's the worst part of this industry? We've been in it long enough to know what's wrong. We have our opinions. Some people share it online.
The undercutting, everyone's always willing to save a buck. Oh, what's his price? I'll
undercutting?
I'll beat it. Best price guarantee.
Trades will undercut everybody
Oh,
else.
now
Really?
especially?
Really?
Now it's getting bad out there.
They don't care.
No, nobody cares. At this point, it's you don't get rich anymore, you stay busy.
Yeah.
But
You
when
just wanna-
everybody's busy, everybody's fine.
Yeah.
You just want
then you
enough
throw
money
whatever
to go to
number.
no frills. That's it. That's the problem.
Yep.
It's true, man. It's very hard now. Very competitive.
It's a different industry we're in right now. Different time.
I've been noticing, and we were just talking about this, to switch from when
Shift gears.
when Portuguese and Italians back in like the 60s, 70s, we were into construction. It's starting to shift now. You know, there's a lot more other cultures getting into this in this industry, and the thing is,
So the tail light guys.
yeah. So now it's changing. Obviously, during COVID, everybody saw that our industries were like rocking, so they left their job at working at some warehouse to start a construction company. But now they're probably out of business because obviously now everything's.
But they
slow.
made their money and they left a scar on the industry when it
Yeah.
comes towards the
So-
perspective of the client.
Yes.
The unfortunate part, that's what's going on. It's a very
So then the good guys have to defend this shit now.
Problem is, right now, nobody was willing to pay for the good guys.
Yeah.
It's
They'll
getting
buy the
ugly.
bad just to get it done.
Yeah.
But then they know that it will fail
Or they don't care.
or they don't give a shit.
We're gonna do this and list it.
You guys have all seen a downturn? Like, can we all just admit that there's a
100%.
downturn?
Yeah. But I think it had to come, right? Because COVID, it was crazy.
It was too high.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy, especially for the residential sector. It was insane.
Yeah, like I primarily do a lot of ICI work, more the industrial commercial. And even last year, I want to say around March, it started slowing down in that sector. And then tenders are always coming out 3 months before a project's going to begin. And you've seen the slowdown in tenders coming out. And it progressively got slower and slower and slower and slower. And back then, tenders would come out, and you'd see 5, 6 guys taking a tender, putting a number to it. Now you're seeing 30. Everybody's throwing numbers at everything because there's no work.
And they're underbidding each other.
Oh, everybody's just trying to land the work, doing it at cost. They're buying the jobs. They're not going to they'll make, instead of their 13 points on the project plus whatever they save, they're willing to make 5 points just to keep their guys busy so they don't lose everybody.
But then you're not really making money at that point, right? So you're just literally surviving, keeping the lights on. Especially you
Well,
have
it's
big
about
crews,
now.
right? And
Yeah.
and
People
you
need
have
to
big
pay the
overhead.
bills.
Yeah. Well, if you're a business owner, that's what you got to do, right? You got to find a way to.
But I'm also
stay
seeing
open.
guys are downsizing. They're selling their rental shops. Like they're selling properties that they're like offices and shit like that, storage units. They're selling all that stuff off because they can't carry the costs.
Yeah. And I so like, and it's not just us. Like I spoke.
No, it's every trade.
I spoke to my brother-in-law, who is like a big-time landscaper in downtown Toronto. he's a like just under the CEO of this massive. We're not gonna mention names, but a massive landscaping company, Forest Hill, Bridle Path, and even them, where their jobs are generally over $1 million. Generally, their jobs now is over 100,000, and they're even taking them. They wouldn't even look at these jobs before, just to keep. And I've been seeing some of the posts, and some of the posts are like small little backyard jobs, where before they were doing pools, waterfalls, like the penthouse mansion they were doing backyards like that, and now it's small jobs. So
But they're taking these small jobs just to keep the crew
They
busy.
got to keep their staff. Landscapers are going through hell right now too, right? I know people in the concrete business right now, and they're taking 2-3 weeks off now in August or July because there's not enough work, and then they're coming back just before the end of the season to bang out the rest.
So
of the
there's
job.
2 major problems that are going to happen because of this, right? One is there's a huge influx of new kids coming into the industry that can't get a position to work because the existing parts of the industry are not working. So why are you going to give it to the kid that's coming into the industry an opportunity when people that have the experience and you can trust them to do the work can't even get work?
Yeah, you're not gonna take on new hires if you can't
You won't.
keep your guys.
It's too
busy.
it's too much of a gamble.
Yeah. Plus, a new person is costing you money. Is not making you money.
Yeah,
you got to train them.
like a level 1, level 2 apprentice, when they start out, they're going to lose your company money for the first 2
Every
years.
day I get a
Every time.
message. I get a message from somebody that just finished OEAP, just did this pre-apprentice, just did this. Do you have anybody that you can recommend? And I'm like, I can recommend, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to take them on.
No, nobody's
We
going to
just
hire
had a
right
good
now.
kid, actually, a co-op kid, but we're too slow, so we can't give the guy a job. But he was a good kid.
So what do you think is going to happen to these kids?
They're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're going to become baristas.
Yeah. Fast food industry.
But even the baristas are taking a hit
I don't
now.
Or
even know
working
if
a
that- I don't
factory
even know if
job or
that job
anywhere.
is something around. They're just gonna have to wait. But I
So
think
what else are they gonna do?
landscaping, I think landscape is probably the one that got hurt the most. I think.
Oh, I know.
this year.
Because it's a
Yeah.
luxury trade.
Yeah, like pools. Like my buddy does.
Oh,
work
I know.
for a pool contractor.
Yeah.
And last year, the guy was dropping 2-3 pools a week, like
Yeah.
fiberglass pools.
Now you begin
Now,
one
once a
season.
month.
Yeah.
And you have to
He's
understand,
lucky.
they have a short season. They only have like a 6-7 month window.
Tops.
And so they have to make their money in the summer. If they don't,
Because clients have to look at it and go, what's a pool going for these days? It's easily $100
Oh,
grand,
100K
no?
plus.
Oh yeah, but at 7%, 8% interest rates, Who's going to touch the pool?
Nobody's going to touch the line of credit for that to do that just to get a pool so they can go
No
jump
way.
it in their back.
Yeah.
No.
What is it now? Like 9.95% plus prime or something on a line of credit? There's no way Nevin's going to put that money on there.
So then what's going to happen? So is this what's happening right now? Is it going to force all the jokers that came in that did shit work, that just got the sales pitch done and then they got the work? Are they all going to get out the same way that the kids are going to get out too?
I think they're going to be ones that keep going because their numbers are the lowest.
Yeah.
They're sticking around.
But how are they making money? This is what I don't understand is how are they making money?
It's easy to make
Profit.
money when they don't do things properly.
Yeah.
Oh, you go on TikTok at any given time and you'll see guys doing showers and nobody's waterproofing. They're throwing green board, tile right on. Job in and out in a day, $5,000. See ya.
So electrically,
It won't last a year, but
where are you saving all the money to cut the corners so just the client doesn't know any better?
Wow, to do it to code and electrical, it's hard unless you have to be efficient.
So first of all, you
Material, I
get
don't
rid
know
of
if
the permit, you get rid of the whole inspection process, and you just
that's
Yeah.
that's the cheap process. Permit's like $300-400
Yeah.
depending on the size of the home, right?
Like if
a
you
labor.
like in electrical to save money, you got to really know your code because if you go bare minimum, there's a difference, right? If you really know your code, you're not doing anything bad. You're just meeting the code.
how much are you saving, like percentage wise? If a job's $1,000 and you go to bare minimum, it's going to cost you how much?
Oh, well.
It depends. Like if you go aluminum, it depends on the job. But if you can get away
Aluminum.
with
Aluminum
versus
feeders
copper,
all day.
yeah, for feeders,
All day.
yeah. You're
That's all we
okay.
use.
Like if you do, let's say, like a car charger, and you're running like let's say a 200-foot run,
Of aluminum.
you can go aluminum to a disconnect and then copper back to because you can't go.
You can
aluminum.
do that legally?
Oh, yeah.
You can't go aluminum to the charger, right? Hot tub, same thing. You can
Yeah.
go aluminum to the disconnect. So there's ways of.
That's the way I've
saving.
always done it.
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
done it that way. Because the
And that's the
material
only way-
cost is a 70% savings.
I never understood
Yeah.
why
And
you
it's
guys,
perfectly
why
legal.
the city's allowed to run the entire infrastructure in aluminum, and the moment it gets to the house, they fucking dictate to tell you guys to go copper.
Well, you can still run the aluminum. You just can't do like receptacles and like the branch feeders and.
You can, but then you have
I
to
mean,
end
in
up,
aluminum.
you have to use the more expensive receptacles in aluminum.
Correct. And they don't make the Cura
Yeah.
styles, the old school style.
But I don't even know they would allow you to do it actually.
You probably
No,
still
that-
could do it. The problem is you're never going to find that aluminum 12-2, 10-2 cable. No one's going to sell that.
Actually, the funny story. My brother's work. They're building a new building. Anyways, the electricians did a whole floor. You know the old school BX that doesn't have a ground, has that aluminum little strip.
Yeah.
They did a whole floor like that.
Yeah, because they probably had leftover they found in the back of a shop.
Like where the fuck you buy that shit? And then somebody snitched on them. And then the ESA, because the ESA passed. Like
Yeah.
they don't go and open up every single device. Right?
Was it a plumber?
Who snitched? Oh, it was probably an electrician that saw overtime opportunity.
Yeah, you used to fold it back over and terminate that L16.
Yeah, but you can't use that anymore. It's
No,
crazy.
God, no.
So
What would have happened though if you did it and nobody snitched? Is there a risk of fire? No.
there isn't. The ground is not as effective as using a proper ground.
Yeah, you're basically using the casing of the BX as the ground.
It's still metal, man.
Yeah, it's
It would
aluminum.
work.
I'm not Tesla
It just
or anything like that,
depends.
but it's
Did
fucking
everybody
like
tighten
it's still,
everything good?
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
mean,
what
you
you're
can get
relying
into
on
the whole
now.
thing of harmonics and a lot of the electronic stuff, but it would be fine. But it's not the code, right? So
Yeah.
How come anybody ever talks about car chargers and that magnetic field that's being pooled in that house there, man?
Oh.
Has that not been proven that it makes you sick and the waves and all that shit in
the
there?
water you drink makes you sick.
Yeah, everything is like this.
Everything does now.
It's not like the water in Portugal the Azores, eh?
Oh, it's fresh. Right out of the ground.
Right out of the food.
right out of the rocks.
Filtered by the basalt.
The food.
The food is you got 11 different
Put
flavors.
your mouth underneath the spring, and the Manuel is up on top
And it
pissing.
feels that
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that you can be pissing in one section of it, it still tastes fucking great on the other section, man.
You go to the furnace, you got the water that's hot, water that's cold, one sweet, one sour.
What's
They
all
all
that
stink.
about? I don't understand that.
They all smell weird. That's
Yeah.
It was talking about water, and I was saying back home I used to do farming. So my boss used to fill up those big circle tanks full of water to give water to the potatoes. So and he has a pump comes from the ground, and we always fill up the things of water from their water. Always nice and fresh and so good. That was nice water.
Full of iron.
Well water.
Well, water.
Well, water. Fresh
Better than the
groundwater.
water here, though. Guaranteed.
Is it better to be a tradesperson there than here?
Oh, let's jump on this one.
Well,
I don't know.
Today, yes.
I agree with you. I think today, yes.
yeah, there's a lot of money being invested there right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are moving there
I
from all
think
over
so.
Europe and North
Today,
America.
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Because you get the both worlds.
Yeah.
You get the old world and you get the new. You get the opportunity to bring the new world ideas to the old world.
Yeah.
So when I was there in San Miguel in September of last year, okay, and I'll date it, 2023. just in case this video is like 10 years old. So, in 2023, when I was
Thank you
there in
for that,
September,
Steve.
I was speaking to a gentleman who owns a company, and we were at a bar. We're at a cafe, right? We're having a coffee with a ching ching on the side of the cafe, right? Shitting, ching ching. Yeah, speaking of, hey, bartender. Anyways, so I was speaking to him, and he owns a little construction company there, and he's got like 3-4 employees, and renovations, stuff like that, right? And he goes, "They can't keep up." This is last year. He goes, "We can't keep up." Goes this.
But who's hiring them? Is it all locals or are they foreigners coming in?
Well, foreigners, not locals. I'll tell you something now. Locals, okay, going to my locals, my family there, okay? If they don't do the work themselves, nothing gets done, okay? Like nowadays,
But that's
those houses,
normal.
you have to understand, like my aunt's house, okay? My aunt is 90, okay, wait, I gotta do some math, 93, 94. 90, no, 92.
She's in her 90s.
So my aunt's 92 years old, okay? And pretty much the only thing that gets done there every so many years is they paint the inside of the house and they paint the outside of the house.
What color are they using? CC40?
No,
I don't know what
no,
color.
they are
Blue,
not,
blue,
man.
blue.
No,
So
they are not.
They paint the
Blue and
outside
white.
of the house.
Blue and white.
So it's usually white, right? But for example, the tiles on their floor, I remember those tiles when I was going to the Azores in like the late 70s. Well, no, I would have been 4 years old. In the early 80s, it's the same tile, the same kitchen cabinets. Those things don't get changed. The countertop, marble,
Because they don't
real
fall,
marble
they don't
from
fall
like,
apart.
No, so but they don't do what we do here. They're like, oh, we get tired of this. Let's just rip this kitchen out and put a new kitchen. This flooring is from the 70s or 80s. Let's get rid of it. There's none of that happening there.
They clean it and
Yeah.
keep it.
That's it.
Simple.
And most of the locals are like that. Okay. Now, what's going on with the boom there is obviously a lot of people are coming from Germany, coming from different parts of Europe, even Canada and the United States. They're going there and they're buying these ruins or they're buying older homes and they're gutting them and fixing them up. They'll go there, spend 80,000 euros on a ruin and fix it up, spend like maybe 75, 100 grand, 1,000 euros.
Euros, yeah.
Fix it up and then live in it or flip it, right?
And they get the Portuguese citizen.
And they get the
If you buy a
Portuguese
house,
citizenship.
Golden
there, too.
visa.
They have those rules there as well?
No, the
Yeah.
golden
If- if-
visa has changed already. They got rid of that.
But I think if you buy a house there, I don't know till what value, but it's more easy to you to get Portuguese citizen.
Yeah, but we all have citizenship, no? Everybody here, no?
Yeah.
Oh, you
No,
don't have
but for
it?
who
I haven't
doesn't
been back in
have,
25 years, so I don't know nothing.
Oh, dude, I kept mine up, man.
but
I
for
had
who
to.
doesn't have, it's
Were you born here
if you
or
have
there?
money
Here, no, I was
to.
born
Oh, you're born. You're a Munja cake.
Yeah, I'm a caker.
No, I was a Munja cake. I'm a Munja cake.
You were born here?
But I'm dual now, yeah. I was born in
I
Toronto.
didn't know you were born here.
I was born in Toronto.
You're not born here.
I was born here.
You're born
born
here?
in
Born here.
Mario?
We love
I
our
was
culture.
born there, man.
Yeah.
You were born there.
Me too.
So
And
this
I
side of
grew
the
up
table
there.
are all immigrants,
I
and
was
you
not-
guys are all
I was
Canadians.
kicked back.
That love the
How
culture.
old
We got the
you-
best of both
you-
worlds, I guess.
When you came?
I even have a Portuguese
Nine.
driver's license, man.
So I have my
Azores,
citizenship
I grew up
now,
there.
and I got my cartão, they call it, the card.
Yeah,
So
ID,
I got my health number, my tax ID number. I can go
Apparently,
there,
you don't
live
even need
there.
the ID card anymore.
You can just buy. You can buy. Well, that's your driver's license too. So once you get your driver's license, it goes on that
It's the
one
same
card.
one, yeah.
I didn't bring. I should have brought it for you guys. For you to see. But they have everything on it though. Your tax ID, your health number, everything. So, but it's like the same thing they want to do in Canada. But the other Canadians are freaking out.
What do
So
you mean? Change the driver's license?
We want to have a one card system here, right?
Non-English.
So yeah, in Canada we want to have a one. Not us, but the government wants to have a one card system, which your health number, your driver's license, your social insurance number is all in one card. It's a chip, right?
Oh, so then basically you could have a cyber attack. You can take everything off of one card.
Well, hey, technically those are all government numbers, and technically we all have our government.
Do you realize
numbers with
that
the government?
every July I get messages from people thinking it's my birthday because I lie on my birthday on all social media platforms? There's
I'm
not
never
a
gonna
single
wish you-
truth to my birthday on social media platforms.
Okay, great. So I've been saying
So I
happy
get a
birthday
message
to
going,
you.
man, is your birthday today? I was going according to Facebook, it is.
So when is your birthday?
I only tell people that I
Why don't
know
you say you're a female then?
I was gonna
because
say,
I'm not, because the penis between my legs tells me I'm not.
To be honest, I was thinking about that. Do you lie about male or female?
So going back,
How the fuck did we go from there to there?
I know we're going with construction.
You said you lie about
So
We're talking about Azores and construction being
So-
a trade working there.
So the Azores, okay. I only know what I see. I only know what I see and what I know, and I also have.
But do you think it's going to stop? Like you think
No.
this is like the late COVID boom
No.
to Portugal that we had 2 years ago.
Manny, like, so the way
I don't think it's gonna
what's
stop either.
happening is this. I've been noticing, and my poor cousins can't afford houses there now because they're too expensive. Like 2 to
How
300
much is it?
A brand new house there nowadays is 300,000 to 400,000 euros.
Euros.
Yeah, like a
Yeah, nobody
three-bedroom-
can
For like a
afford.
1,500 square foot place.
Smaller.
Smaller.
No,
Depends.
Why the hell are they charging so much?
there's a couple of houses I've seen there.
Supply
They're
and
like
demand.
2,000, 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms.
So it'd be
big
better
house.
just to find some land and just build it yourself with the skills that you
technically, but
have.
who are you going to hire?
No, that's what I'm saying is that you got
Us?
this
Let's go.
Yeah. We can all build a boat and then row it all the way there and
Yeah.
build the ship.
Yeah,
there.
let's do it. I'm in.
We can take your boat.
What wood are we using for the boat?
I bet you a lot of the
Good
houses.
Canadian maple.
I bet you now a lot of the because they don't have like subdivisions like here, like Mattamy, like we just buy
No,
like
no,
1,000
no,
acres
no,
and
no,
build.
no.
No, I bet, but they'll buy like a strip of land and they'll build 10 houses. 10 of the same individual houses, right? But I bet you those are not locals that are doing that.
No,
I bet
it's
you
not.
those are outside investors that
Because
are
the
buying
locals don't
land.
have the money or the know-how to do that.
Yeah, because they'll buy that land for cheap. It might have been like farm field, cows, and then they ran their services to it, and they built all these houses, and now they're making a killing. And I bet you they're obviously they wouldn't be locals from San Miguel. The island is still very very farm. A lot of the areas.
It's the very Caribbean time.
Hey, yeah, they're
But
very
it's scary. though.
Laziness.
It's scary that they're turning to that because the culture there, I think it's going to disappear soon. They're getting infiltrated way too much. I haven't been there in 25 years, and all I hear is the change there. The change.
I'd have to agree with you. Last time I was there was 6 years, and there was extreme influence by outside
Outsiders.
forces.
And
Yeah.
like I hear that about the
Extreme.
mainland now.
so
Oh, the mainland's
I saw
completely taken
I
over.
saw another
Yeah.
video about like a small village, like old places. They are selling for so cheap because pretty much nobody's there. So the houses they are selling for so cheap just to get people.
But that's on the continent?
yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do there though. Like my town, there's the school had to shut down because there's no kids.
What's the population of your town?
I'm not sure, but it's not much.
See, like
It's
on
only
peak.
older people because all the young people they move out to like other countries to
Yeah.
make money and then come back.
Okay, so
France
peak
and all that
peak without the
stuff.
tourism is 15,000. I know San Miguel's 150,000 without the tourism.
Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
Santa Maria is 5,000.
5,000
5,000.
without the tourism.
Without
How high does it
tourism.
get?
In the summer, it gets busy.
Yeah, we get to about 150,000 in
Yeah,
the summer.
Santa Maria gets to like.
You
probably
guys must
15,
get to
20.
500,000.
Oh my God.
More, probably.
From what I hear, yeah.
I think
I want to say the
saw-
Azores had over a million or 3. I think it was 3 million. Sata put out the number. It was over
Yeah,
3
yeah,
million
I saw
last
that.
year.
Yeah.
Went there.
3 million tourists.
And see, that's what happens is you get a lot of tourists come in and they see all this green land and they're like, why don't we just build a vacation
Yeah,
house
but you
here?
know what? When I was there, again, I'm not from there, right? But when I was there, I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't very commercialized.
Not yet.
Exactly.
But it's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
like
like
that
changing.
anymore.
You
what
went
I
to
hear.
foodness, but yet like the local people still have access before anybody else does to do the
Correct.
food and stuff like that. I like that. You just can't go swimming or put boats on those like lagoons that they have
Calvados.
there. Yeah, we went to a park that was built, I don't know, like 500 years ago or whatever, from trees from all over the
Furnace, yeah.
Not in the furnace, in the
one with
downtown where the
one-
airport is.
The one with all those vines and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy trees. I didn't even know those things existed. But anyways, the family that built that still owns it and still uses that as like a cottage, I guess.
But what I heard,
And they
now-
were there when we were there.
What I heard, my parents just came back last week from there, and they said like now like the Furnish or whatever, you can't like drive up or whatever or Lagoa de Fog. You can't drive up. It's all like tour buses now.
Yeah.
Between,
Oh, really?
Like I remember going there as a kid. Well, last time I was there was in '99. Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah.
And you know, my dad we used to go around the island in a day, right? Like
Yeah.
that was our routine. Go,
Yeah.
like, and it's it's a small island. You can walk from island to island when you're there. So you would drive, and we'd drive around the whole day, just checking everything. And there was no time slots, no nothing. I heard now you got to book
Yeah.
to go, like tourism.
Unless you got a
got-
primo.
well,
If
you got to book. I
primo,
think it's for the
then-
restaurants.
Yeah, like I was there last year, right? So I want to say before 9 a.m. you can still drive up to the Lagoon Fug.
Yes.
After 9 a.m. and I think it's till 6
all
p.m.
tourists.
It's only taxis and buses. You
Or
park and
unless
they take
you're-
you
But
up
they
and
have
bring
to
you back
make
down.
money, right?
Or unless
Yeah.
you're a local,
Locals can.
you can drive up there.
Yes, locals
so
can still
I
drive.
would go with last year when I went with my citizenship card. Obviously, I brought that with me when I'm there, and I just brought my brother's car up to Lagoon Fug, no problem. The cops are there on either side, and they stop you, and you show them your ID, and then they'll let
Yeah,
you
and
buy.
you can park for free.
But yeah, you park for free and everything. If you're local, they get treated like kings there. If you're local, you can get into anything for free. But they have that's right. You have to park your car, hop on a tourist bus, and go up to Lagoon Fug. Or now, Sets Dodge is going to be the same thing. So you know where the old hotel is in San Miguel, where you see the green water. And
I've
the blue
only done a
water?
layover there, right?
So so they're gonna have a bus going to there too, because there's too many people and there's
Yeah, it
not
was a
enough
zoo
parking.
last year.
So they're gonna be doing
Oh, is
that.
that the hotel where it's like
The
abandoned?
ruined, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a nice
Mont
view.
Viche
Palace, I think it
it's
was.
called the Viche
Yeah,
Touré. So they're gonna have the same thing like Lago with Fug. You're gonna have to hop on a bus to go to that location now, eventually, because there's no parking up there.
Oh, it's a zoo for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy up there.
Do you guys I remember the first time I ever went back to the Azores, period, was in 2000. And I had to do a stopover in Teseda. So I had to, when I was leaving, I had to spend the night in Teseda, leaving from Peak to Teseda to come back to Toronto, right? When I was driving in, everybody was boarding up all their windows. Like I saw a bunch of people nailing sheets of plywood all over the windows.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, right? So I asked the cabbie what's going on. And they're doing a running of the bulls.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that on your island too?
No.
So apparently it's Terceiras.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you guys do it too?
Yeah,
We don't do it on
I've
Peak.
ran it a few times.
But I was like, okay, that's interesting. Let me
yeah, I
check
love
this
it.
out. And
Yeah,
so
Terceira
they
has a
literally
runner.
just let all the bulls fucking go out.
Yeah.
And then they taunt them behind the plywood.
I don't think we do on mainland anymore that.
No, like
This would have been 20 years ago. I don't know if they
they
still do it. Well, I don't know
They
if the
do
animal
they do
rights
it in
have come
Cambridge
in.
like every month.
Yeah,
Here.
Cambridge they do
I
it
don't,
here.
I,
No way, you
I-
get away with that?
Yeah.
You do it in Cambridge?
We do it every month. Torada Oriental.
No, but how
Dorada
far
Corda.
they don't run on the street.
No, they have they have a ring. They built a bull ring a few years ago.
Make it go on the main street, man.
You can jump the fence and go in and run. I do it. I used to do it before I tore my
No,
ACL.
everybody was hiding behind the plywood, man. I
Oh.
was just, yeah.
Because I took my son sheep riding when he was smaller, and we had to go like 3 hours up into like north to be able to do it. Because the rodeo only does it up there, close to Ottawa. But there's a rodeo like in Milton. The same rodeo comes to Milton, but they won't do it down here.
Yeah.
So in my area we don't have that, but they make like every year every village has the party, and then they make a big circle and they bring the cows, and they always have a little one for younger people. Me from my area, I was the craziest one, always going inside playing. Never got hurt. Luckily, I saw someone get hurt really bad, and they pull him out from the feet, and they call the ambulance. But what I kind of miss is sometimes what they do, they make the circle, they put a table, a couple of chairs, and they put a pack of minis there. You want a free beer? You have to drink over there sitting down. And I went there, and I sit down there drinking a mini, and the bull passing behind me, and some guys sometimes they get knocked. Really, oh, so fun, man.
I'm not that thirsty.
I'm more
And
scared of the cows than the bulls.
I had a guy growing up, a guy that used to sell dogs. He had a bunch of dogs and horses. And that guy, his name is Nuni. He's like, "Hey, Fabio, let's go. You gotta grab the cow." I was like, "No, man, no." And he's like, "You gotta do it, man. You are the only one playing here with them, so let's do it." And I did. Put my hands behind, just grabbing that was fun.
You guys are all old enough. Like, did you guys ever slaughter pigs?
Yes.
In
Oh,
a
yeah.
Canadian home garage?
No, not in Canada.
In Canada, we've done it.
I've done it in Canada.
No. Oh, I know.
I've done it several times in Canada.
My uncle used to do it here.
Oh, I did
And
it
my
every time.
mother.
I always thought it was the weirdest fucking thing.
That
man.
thing screams.
Yeah.
When my village used to, you knew it.
So, yeah,
Screams
Like a fresh
loud.
matanza.
Have you done it, Mar?
No.
You haven't done it? What, Gary, you've done it.
I did it many years.
But
done
Andrew,
it.
you didn't?
Many times.
But you haven't done it?
in the Azores, I did.
No, in the Azores, it's like you do it as if you're
Yeah,
going grocery
here, no,
shopping.
my
We got
mother would
Rosie.
go to the
He's
flea
got
market,
Rosie,
buy
man.
live
Every
chickens.
winter.
He's got Rosie. He's not gonna.
Hey.
Oh, that's right. You can't because she's gonna be looking at it going, like, "What the fuck? Am I next?"
No, my mom
No,
used to
we
go
would
to the
do
flea
it, and
market.
then we would hang them in the garage, like you hang them off of the
Yeah.
hooks off the rafters.
And then Rosie will know she has to behave, or else she's
And I'm like, you're burning the skin, and you're smelling that hair
So-
being burnt off.
I remember
Keep
doing
that. You keep all the blood to make
How
some
you guys
Marcella.
seen doing here? How you guys do it here? Because I seen a lot when I was younger. But I'm curious how you guys.
I
do
helped my
here.
dad make the hair scrapers.
No, to kill them.
the
No,
kill?
How you guys to kill?
To kill, it's a knife through the throat.
A knife through the
Yeah.
throat, yeah. Somebody
And let
holds
all
it,
the blood
knife
come
through
out
the
so you
throat,
can
and
make
it's
the
like
blood
bleed
a,
out.
sausage.
it's like a small bench. They lay down and it's
Jeez, I
like a bunch
hope
of
there's no
people
f-
holding.
No,
on.
no,
what we
you
did
get
is-
two guys holding the legs, you get two guys holding the front legs, and then you're fucking stabbing the neck.
Yeah, when we did it here, we let them
That-
run
that's like-
free, and then you chase
But
them, you
that-
catch them. and-
I seen
We
people
can have a
getting
whole
hurt
protest at the
because
front
they.
door. We're gonna have the animal activists at the front door
I don't
here.
give a fuck about them. But like, you think you could? Nobody's done. I don't know anybody who's done it recently.
No,
It's been a few years.
Last time I did it was 2011, and I didn't even kill the pig. I just helped.
I never
scrape
killed.
it.
I just held.
Yeah, I never killed it. They always killed it in the back, and this is in Portugal, not here. They killed it in the back, and then they would bring there was 2 pigs. They brought the 2 pigs up, and then they burn the outside.
Yeah.
and then you have to scrape the
Yeah.
a couple layers of the skin
Yeah.
off. So I did that. That was in 2011. I posted those pictures on Facebook back then. I deleted them all now since now I have a
And
pig.
what? Did you get hate?
Oh yeah, I got some people like, see, this is nasty. I'm like, this is life.
Come on.
In Portugal, it was life at the time. That's the way we lived. Right? That's why they live until like 96. My aunt's like 94. Come on, like that's how you do it. You're eating off the land.
Yeah, but I don't think the new generation is going to be
Not as much, no.
No. Now it's now they
here,
have
or even there or here.
They go to
Yeah,
Ping Dos and
Ping Dos,
Solmar.
No, but there it's
Yes,
done. Like it's done
continental,
just naturally.
in certain parts, for sure.
Yeah.
All I remember when I was a kid, pretty much majority of the people had a pig at home. You know, my grandfather used to be the one taking the balls from the mills, because if you don't take the balls, the meat is not good to eat.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste good.
Technically, now
if it's
it's
a boy,
against-
you
Hang on a
you-
sec. Well, your uncle would be cutting the balls off.
my grandfather used to be the guy. People call him to go take it out the balls from the mills, because you have to take the balls, because then the meat doesn't taste any good.
Like a vasectomy.
vasectomy. Gostaste much.
Cost much.
And what do you do with the balls?
You have to just do that.
Thank God they don't.
man.
Thank
Sell
God they
on
don't
the
do that
black
to
market.
humans. I
Some
would be
people
outlawed
they eat
right
them.
now.
Some people they eat
Look
them.
at Manny's
I don't
face.
know.
You send them here. People buy them here.
I hope you got Manny's face.
Chama-se capadora.
Yeah, the first time I
See,
went
I don't
back.
remember that part during the pigs. I don't remember
You
that
have
part.
to you have to do, because the males, if you don't take
Unless
the
somebody
balls,
did that while I wasn't looking or
the meat
something, I don't know.
it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, here we used to do it in October.
You cut the balls off,
Yeah.
or the meat doesn't taste good.
But the pig is still alive when they do that.
You know they don't do
Like,
that.
they don't kill
anymore
the
now.
pig.
In San Miguel.
What?
Kill the pig?
No. So wait, let me rephrase this. Now, in some small villages, you might get away with it, but now it's against the law. Now you.
When
have
I
to-
was there 6 years ago, they were still doing it.
Well, okay, maybe in Pico, but in San Miguel, like you
can't do it?
They have to test the meat first for sicknesses. Yeah.
Wow.
No,
So-
for personal to sell.
No, for personal too.
If you
a
raise
lot
it,
of the people, so a lot of like my family, for example, we don't do pig slaughters anymore, right? Because of those reasons that they have to test the meat, and a lot of them get slaughtered. I mean, they get killed at a proper location, and then the pig gets brought back. But they test the meat and everything.
So you bring the pig to a butcher.
Yeah.
or
A lot of
place
people
there.
do
Yeah,
it
and then
now.
they bring it
That
back, and you can butcher yourself. But the thing is,
depend
they
where
do
is
kill
your
it.
location. A lot of people still do it.
But mind you, there is a lot of people. My cousin's husband, he's like our local slaughterer in my mom's village, and that's what he does. Like he goes to people's houses and quiet, and he'll take care of those cows, those pigs. But they're not like back in the day. We used to have like 2 pigs in the back. Boom, every house had that. It's not as normal now.
You
that
still eat pork, don't
Grocery
you?
stores now are so abundant there in San Miguel. No, they just prefer to go get their own meat already, fish and all that.
My
I
grandma.
don't know, but I think it's still tradition that should still be passed down.
I tell you now, like a lot of my cousins, the younger generation, a lot of them now have professional jobs. I have one real estate lawyer. I have another one who's a cop. These people are not slaughtering their own
So
animals.
It's a lost art
here's the
too, I
question though: how many people are getting into construction though on the islands or even on the continent? I don't think a lot of people are getting into construction.
Not many, just the ones who don't finish high school, like it used to be back in the day, right?
But you
Ay,
didn't-
no
you
que
didn't
pa'
need to
school,
finish high
vou
school.
trabalhar.
But if they're not getting into construction, then it's up to us to come back in to build.
My cousin's husband is into construction, but he does more structural for the government. So he did like, for
Engineering.
example, engineer. So he did there's a 3rd tunnel now to go to Beta Kent. He built that tunnel. That's done through the government. The government had built
That's a nice
that.
contract.
Yeah, so and it's
'Cause
a
the Portuguese government's got a
not
lot of
him.
money.
He obviously works for a big company. It's actually from the mainland. This company, I just don't know the name of it, but they have a branch there. But they build they do all the asphalt on the roads. They do bridge fixing. They do like major construction projects like that for the government, right? So they're like an Acon
Yeah, there.
there, and
It's a nice little gig.
and they're from the mainland. And I just don't know the name of the
Well,
company. So he works there.
on Azores, they make like use the little pieces of marmor and granite for the patio. For the flips.
For the walkways, for the
Everywhere.
walkways. But now it's changing
Honestly,
a lot of the.
Anywhere else than Portugal doing that, using all the.
It's all over
little
Europe,
pieces.
dude. Every European country does
The
that.
roads
A
are
lot of
changing.
places got rid of them. That's the problem. Years ago.
Cobble
Why?
streets are-
Even like in Santa Maria, the avenida through the Villa is still all the cobblestone, the sidewalks. Whenever they do any work, they take
know,
it out
but
and
that
put it back.
sound is
But the other
Europe.
side roads, they took it all out.
Portugal, it's a lot of people. Like all the in front or the driveway or whatever, it's all pieces of granite and marble.
I love that shit.
But it's slippery sometimes when it's wet.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that Permacon or Unicon, Unilock, they're doing it now as a replicant of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look exactly the same.
Here?
Yeah.
But here it's tricky though to clean the snow.
Yeah, with the
I did a
You
little.
gotta do. You gotta
You
do
would do it. You would do it with a
You
snow
gotta,
melt.
Yeah, you got to do it the heating. Otherwise,
I
it's
know a
pain.
gentleman
I
did his
did a lit-
driveway like that here.
With snow melt or
With
without?
snow melt, and he did the cobblestone, and then he did like a
fucking beautiful.
mosaic pattern.
It's
like all
fucking
the-
beautiful.
It was gorgeous. I don't know how it looks now after.
Here's
the
my
snow and
thought
salt and all
process with
shit.
that is that I would do
give
it
him
where the
the ground.
driveway actually continues right into the garage slab in the same
That'd be
stone.
nice. Yeah,
Because you're putting that stone on top of a concrete slab.
yeah, yeah.
So if you're putting a slab in the garage anyway,
Yep.
why the fuck do you want that joint between the garage and the driveway? Just let it go right into the house.
Oh, it was nice. It was in the Tobago area. Beautiful.
When I used to go to the Azores in the 80s, when I was young.
In the 80s.
In the 80s, oh yeah. That was the best time.
Were there like balloon pants back in the 80s, like
80s
in
was the-
Portugal?
80s,
Was it?
The 80s. was
MC
the best.
Hammer, like you can't touch this. Vocês não-
No, we were into Duran. We were into Duran back then, okay? In the,
Yeah, the long
I
hair
can't
too.
picture Portuguese people there on the island with the fucking flock of seagulls haircut. I can't picture any of that shit.
wasn't there.
They don't have long hair.
The
back then.
islands
See all
was
the
more like
pictures?
modern talking, CC Catch. Yeah, see?
I know, but I can't put the pastel colors, the balloon
It was
pants.
all
I can't picture that.
Italo disco back then. in
They're
the
like a
80s.
generation behind.
Duran was big. Pet Shop Boys was big.
So it was all fucking skinny ties.
But anyways, going back to, I remember those days, every single road was cobble.
yeah, I
And
love
like,
it.
Even their highways.
I love that sound.
But the thing is so slippery. And
I don't give a shit.
accidents were crazy.
I don't give a shit. And women hated them for heels.
Oh,
they
yeah.
hate them.
But the main roads, I remember going around the bend, I heard the tires.
First of all,
on a
you're not
rainy
supposed to
day.
be speeding on them. You're supposed to just be
Well,
driving.
you're on the main road, so you're going to even
No,
60
highways you
kilometers
want
an hour.
asphalt.
Yeah, you definitely want asphalt.
Okay,
But in
San
the
Miguel,
towns,
there
in the
was
small
no
towns,
Yes.
San Miguel, there was no highways. Now there is.
Yeah.
But before, the roads used to go in and out of all the garotas. They used to go like all the land. They would go along the surface of the land.
See, that's what I remember. Like,
Yeah, so remember
I can't
that
wait to go
time
back.
where if you want to come, if you're from Punta Delgada to Nordeste,
Yeah.
it would take you 4 hours.
Yeah.
Now it's 40-minute drive.
Yeah. See, that's
Because
what
they
I
have their
heard,
new highway now with the big bridges. But back then, it used to take you 4 hours. It used to take you half a day to get to
Loop in and
Nordeste.
out from the mountains. You go up, go down, and see
Up
the coast.
through-
come
That's
back.
nice
It was
though.
gorgeous.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So
But
that's
the
why I'm-
roads were all cobble back then in the 80s, and it was horrible.
And the
When it
hydrangeas
rained,
along the side.
My
all,
God,
oh, I
it
can't
would take
wait.
you forever.
Where I'm from, man, when we used to go to Lisbon, it was down the mountain. We went literally around it. But dude, you were looking like on the bus. You're looking over, and it's
Oh, yeah.
just a straight hill.
Yeah.
So now they got the nice highways. I don't complain.
I remember one
It's
time I
like
was
a
in a
third
small
of the
town,
time.
Yeah.
and I was climbing. It had to have been about a 30-degree climb, and it was just getting way too high, and I was getting a little nervous. So I tried to U-turn it while I was in doing this, and I was like, no, I got to
That's-
keep on going.
That's
man.
Madeira. Madeira, a lot of roads like that.
Are they like that?
My dad loves to drive, and he
It
loves
doesn't
going-
bother
he
me.
loves
Like
going
you're
back
literally
home.
on the edge there.
But in Madeira, we were there for the second day, I think it was. We were going up the steep, and he's like, the car gave way, and he's like, you know what? We're gonna park it. We're walking the rest of the week.
Because it's stick too.
Yeah, it was slick. And then we ended up going on some buses, and they're going coast side, and it's one way. You see another bus on the other side, and we're like, what's going on here? Oh, we're backing up. Guy's backing up. Like
It's normal.
Well,
It's normal.
Madeira, so
Try to get-
when they go sit down on a wood and they,
Madeira.
they bring you down.
Yeah, that's a Madeira.
That's a Madeira.
Down the hill.
that,
right?
that is
Yeah.
pretty sick.
I heard that's expensive. I just saw a YouTube video on that. Some guy paid like 130 euros to go down that
Oh, I believe
toboggan.
it. That's probably cheap.
It's
Yeah.
one of the things me growing
What is
up.
that? A
It's like a
toboggan?
2-hour drive.
I don't know
It's a
if you
2-hour
ever
ride
did.
down there.
Growing up,
They bring you like
we
a
make like a
little
little
toboggan.
cart in wood.
And you're
we
going
put,
down what, grass?
No, the
No,
road.
down the road.
Bearings.
On the roadside.
You sit on it, and then some guy drive.
You're
rides.
losing. You're losing down the
You
road.
hurt
Yeah.
yourself.
Problem is how
There's
you
two
stop.
guys on the back. And there's a
How do you
seat on
We
the
did
steer?
that a few times.
And no,
When that
they
thing
do it. You
twists,
just
it
sit
still
there. You just go
flies.
down the road. Like
With
it's,
the skateboard,
but it hurts like almost a
plywood on
2-hour ride. All
I
the way
wouldn't
down.
trust
You use
that.
the front,
It's like 130
a bolt on the
euros
thing, and
to
you
do
use
that.
the
Yeah,
foot to turn or rope.
Well, it's like if you go to
Venice.
Venice, you got to go on that.
Gondola. Yeah, if you go to Aveda, there's gondolas too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Madeira. I have never been. I
I've
like
never
to go.
been.
I love to go to Madeira. So
Hey, Manny,
Yeah, I
have
like
you ever
to-
seen those like a little carts made? You make with wood and then put the bearings. We used to make
Go-karts.
Go-karts, yeah.
it's
I used to make a go-kart too as a kid.
Put the bearings. Use
I had
the-
four-wheel
a
steering with
bolt
my
on the
go-kart.
front, and use the feet or rope. Oh man, that thing.
Four-wheel
was so
steering,
much
man,
fun.
was the best thing. It was all foot actuated, right?
Yeah, foot
All
or you
four
can
wheels,
use a
yeah.
rope.
I didn't use a rope. I used foot.
On my grandma's house from my dad's side, it's like it's just going down. I remember so many times just getting hurt, and then as the street going down, and then on the side at like a big what do you call them?
Ribeira?
Ribeira. Boom! Oh man,
All right, let me ask you guys, who's got the best table saw? What brand?
yo,
DeWalt?
black and yellow.
Still going sauce.
Mario?
Mine's a Ryobi. No, rigid. And I'm happy with it. I'm an electrician. I just use it at home.
Gary?
Sauced up.
Mine's a Metabo.
You have a Metabo table saw?
Yeah.
They make them?
I guess.
You know, I was just
10
in,
inch?
like everyone knows, I was just in Turkey, right? And I saw in the store, I took a bunch of pictures, the miter saw, that's a table saw.
Oh, I worked with a guy when that had one, but it was illegal.
It
was amazing.
Is it illegal here in
on
Canada?
Cuba, but
Because
illegal.
everybody's using it there, eh?
It
yeah.
was illegal here, though.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
So it's got the
Probably
it's got the
safety
blade on
issue.
top,
Yeah.
and it's got the blade sticking out.
You bring the
I saw that one.
bring the saw down, you lock, and you have the
Yeah.
tables.
Yeah.
I don't
his,
like that.
his would
I don't like
reverse.
that.
His would reverse.
It was a Metabo, right? But so okay,
Like
so
it was
the
a
top.
table saw,
What about
and then it
yours,
would rotate
Steve?
into a
I have I use rigid, believe it or not, because but I'll tell you why. They're so cheap. They're like $400-$500. After 2 years, I buy a new one. Throw those out.
Everyone knows mine's a Bosch. Doesn't
But
matter.
and I have two of them, right? So I bring one on the job site, one that stays in the
Both
shop.
are rigid.
Both are rigid, yeah. They have a huge bait. They have a huge top, and they're perfect.
mine are
I'm
rigid.
not
They're
ripping.
lightweight,
Yeah.
yeah.
But remember, I'm not ripping plywood.
But majority
Sheets of
the
plywood
people,
is different.
DeWalt is
You
kind
need a
of one of the
massive-
best portable.
Who's got
for
the
job
best miter
site.
saw?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have a DeWalt. I like my DeWalt. I'm sorry.
I have a DeWalt Flex Volt.
I have the 12-inch.
Does that still come with the plug as
Makita.
well too?
What's the question?
Who's got the best miter saw?
I have two in mind.
Makita.
Makita.
I would say now my favorite is the Makita 40 volt, but DeWalt I used for many years.
Who cares about DeWalt? What's yours, Mario?
They are
DeWalt.
they are just
Indestructible.
Yeah.
indestructible.
Okay, everyone knows
That
mine's
thing is
Bosch.
stays
All right, who has the
square.
best impact gun?
The wall, hands down.
DeWalt.
It's the best in your hand. It's the best in your
I
hand.
like the Milwaukee Surge.
DeWalt.
Yeah, mine's Bosch. Everyone knows that. All right, who has got the best sanders?
Sanders?
Well, of course.
Cord or cordless?
Either.
Either. I'll go with Mirka.
Mirka.
They're expensive,
Mirka.
but they
Mirka.
are really good.
All mine are Milwaukee.
I have Festool.
Mirka more expensive than
Remember, I
Festool?
use
Festool
my
more-
I use my sander daily.
It's
so-
sort of I think
Mario?
it's around the same price.
Mine, I
no?
think, is rigid, I think.
rigid.
But certain tools, I just buy whatever is
Who's got the
on
best
sale.
lasers?
Lasers?
Oh, laser.
DeWalt.
Bosch.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my sanders are all Bosch. They're all good. They're great. Laser.
Laser's Bosch.
Bosch.
Yeah, Bosch.
I used to be I have a DeWalt laser, still the green, the 12 volt. But
green
now
one.
that I have that Milwaukee, the rotating one, I love that thing.
Steve.
DeWalt.
DeWalt.
To be honest, I just
Green
use
or red?
Also,
Green.
I don't know, but
Red.
mine
I'm
is
blind.
already a
Yeah.
little
I'm
bit.
40 years old. I
older
can't
one.
see-
They-
I'm
you might
colorblind,
the
too.
little
No one
uses
micro-
red anymore.
micro-
Red. The only thing I see
It's the
red
fir-
is the
it's
Portuguese
first
flag
one
in their
that
jerseys. That's all I see.
Yeah, mine's 360, all three directions.
What's yours, Fabio?
It's the DeWalt. I have two. I have the cheaper one, the red that just goes some
cross.
degree, and then I have the green one that goes 360.
Mario.
My Stabilia, I think it's called, right? It's pronounced it.
Oh, they're a good brand.
They're a good one too. Yeah.
It was
All right.
good.
Mine's Bosch. Everyone knows that. All right. Who's got the best tape measure?
I use DeWalt. I think I use everything yellow.
Stanley. Or is it DeWalt Stanley? It's the same thing.
Oh, DeWalt.
What's yours, Andrew?
Honestly, my day to day is the Milwaukee 25-foot magnetic.
You're Sparky. Everyone's all red, man. What's yours, Gary?
You know what? I don't have a favorite. I switch through. I'm using a chameleon one now. Actually,
I think everybody has a different taste and depend what trade you do. I think it
but I'm
goes
talking
all
about your
depend-
trade.
For me, I think it's fast cap. Mine is right and lefty. So either way I see the numbers. Like,
Hang on a sec. You have a
you don't
right
see- you
or a
don't-
left tape measure?
It's lefty and righty.
I don't
Like, it
understand
tells
what-
both ways. Whatever. if
So
you
on the
put
top
tip-
and the bottom.
The same number on both sides, right?
Yeah, if you turn that way, you can see the numbers this way. If you turn that way, you can see the numbers that way.
So it's not upside
It's
down
a
that
lefty
way.
and a righty. And then as like a circle thing that you can put a note.
measuring
and
tape for
left with
beginners.
a finger.
So you don't get confused with 69 and 96.
exactly.
I'm picturing this tape measure that has like 2 tapes going both ways.
No,
What is that measure?
as the numbers both ways. So
Both
what-
sides.
Both sides.
Both sides mirror images of each other, so it
Mirror
doesn't
images.
matter.
Why
which-
don't, why
on the
don't you
blade,
just
on the-
do
on-
this so you can read it?
Because sometimes you think it's 69, it's 96.
Yeah.
And
You know,
cut off.
I see a lot of cabinet makers, a lot of finished carpenters use
Do you
the.
still have training wheels on your bike too as well, or what?
I see a lot of cabinet guys and trim carpenters use the fast cap. I seen a lot.
I
of
have a
people,
couple of fast caps.
I use those ones, but like I know some people they don't like it because it tells all the 16s. Some people just don't
What's
like
yours,
it because
Mario?
of that.
I got the Klein just because I'm an electrician and it has the stuff in the back for like.
Is the Klein good?
Yeah, it's good. It reaches pretty far, but then on the back it has like electric. Like gives me the phase numbers. It gives me some
Oh.
things for banding pipes.
Yeah, it gives you all the offsets.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
it becomes
cool.
a
I
little
have one
handy.
too.
You ever
Yeah.
seen the
Milwaukee has one as well. I think.
I bought for like $7. I bought a bunch of them on Amazon.
Okay, what's
They
the
went for
one trade you
$7?
guys never want to be a part of?
Drywall, plaster,
Really?
Hanging the drywall or mudding?
mudding.
Mudding.
Taper hands down, sanding.
Taper,
No way.
same thing, huh?
There's dust.
Anything with heights.
Anything with heights.
Same thing, taping.
Mudding.
I know I have to say plumber just because, you know. But no, the taping is definitely one of the hardest
Wow,
trades, I think.
that's
Sending
it. We're all
overhead.
Shit.
all the
Overhead,
tapers watching this.
all
You
that
guys are the
dust.
best.
But their work, like,
It's the sand, it's the dust.
Day, all day.
It's the
Not even laying the
sanding.
mud.
What's Theo Vaughn,
and I
that comedian,
hate
say?
working like
Being a
this
drywall
overhead.
mudder is basically one
Oh my
step
God.
away from being a cocaine addict or something.
Okay, listen. I got a hole about 2 inches round in my house. I put a piece of tape on it. I know I could go to get the pink shit and fill it up and sand it and paint it.
You know-
but I'm like, no, I don't want to do this work for a 2-inch hole. Imagine like
Just
taping a whole
you
house.
can have those little mini bags of 20 and just
I
mix
know,
up
but I
some.
just you don't understand. I'm allergic to plaster.
He's allergic to dust.
I seen
I'm
the
allergic.
trick.
I hate it.
I seen a trick. You put a little bit of paint. You grab a piece of paper. You put the paper, and then you put against the paint.
Hey,
Hey, the trade has gotten easier.
hey, put a little bit of PL on that. That's
The
it.
tools
It's
are
fine.
way
Portuguese
better.
luck.
Fill up the hole with spray foam and
it.
sand and paint it.
my dad
Now
does
you
all
got
the time.
you got the electric
Let
sanders
me ask
now,
you
too.
guys:
You didn't have those back in
if
the
we
day.
got rid of tool influencers, would the industry be worse or better off?
I don't think it would change.
It'd be
I don't
exactly
think
the same.
I don't think tool influencers
I,
really
so
do
I don't
anything.
give a shit what tool I use as long as it's good.
long as
So
reliable
anybody's
does the
telling
job.
me to use a tool?
No, if you get rid of tool influencers,
Well, people who tell you what to buy?
would the industry be worse or better?
I don't think it would change.
I don't think it would change.
I think some like I think the only tool company that does it well is Milwaukee.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you see what João has right in front of him over there? I would use that if I needed to.
Every other company does it is not doing it. Like DeWalt to me is the worst.
They do
Why?
like
Why is it
zero
the worst?
advertising.
Is the worst because okay, so let's say I follow some plumbers and they are die-hard red guys,
Every plumber, if you're not red, you're dead.
Yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden they're doing like okay, I'll give you an example.
know.
The other day I saw a plumber. He was showing because now DeWalt came out with the press gun, so they sent it to him. So he's doing a boiler and he made a video of him pressing, using the gun. He did one fitting. And then the next video that I saw of him is him doing the complete install, and he's using all Milwaukee tools. So to me, it's like, hold on, you took the DeWalt out of your truck, and you still went back to the Milwaukee. So how can I even legitimately if that guy is supposed to influence me into buying that tool, he did the complete opposite. That's what I'm saying.
DeWalt's testing the market. That's how they're doing.
DeWalt is sending it to guys that are die-hard red. They can't do that.
Well,
You got to
could-
go out and find
can't-
somebody else.
Okay, are you going to cheer for anybody else other than Portugal?
Well, I'm cheering for
Canada.
Canada right now, man. Big game Tuesday.
Okay, all right.
Give it a plug.
Hey, you don't want
But if
to.
Portugal was still inside the game, though, inside the
Yeah.
champ, that you're going to change?
Oh, you're talking about tools.
Yeah. Like I know that's what I see what you're saying because I see the same thing. It's like if you're a trade, like if you're a plumber, you're electrician, there's a good chance you're red. I don't give a shit what it is.
Yeah.
You are. There's a very good chance. You might even be Makita, maybe a fractional DeWalt guy, maybe. But the majority of your tool arsenal is red. But then DeWalt tested the market by sending out these press,
Yeah, I'm just into
tools.
testing it wrong. That's all. I'm
And
saying.
it's just bullshit. I'm like, it's blatant that it's incorrectly being put into the market. It's not going to work.
No, their issue is they arrived to the party late.
Yes.
Right? They came out with these 2-3 years after Milwaukee did.
Yeah.
Everybody's already got that whole platform. Why would they go buy another one?
Yeah, it's going to
Switch
be hard to
batteries.
switch. Milwaukee did, like I said, Milwaukee did something great, man. They flooded with, like, there's nothing you can't buy.
You know what Milwaukee did right? They actually asked you guys what you guys wanted.
And their fucking pack out, nobody can compete with that.
No, I love
No.
that.
Now as the tough build system.
Didn't you
it's
recently
pretty-
win a bunch of pack out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On a stack.
Tough build is okay, but you're not going to
You know the
switch.
funny thing? Ask Gary. I said to him as a joke, hey, you see that pack out? It's gonna go with me. I said a couple times just as a joke, but then when the time came, I was like, with the luck that I have, I'm not gonna win anything. But no, I win the pack out.
Which one?
The
3-tier.
The
No,
three
but
tier
right.
with the dolly.
The Milwaukee?
Okay, what's the one thing, guys, you would tell your younger self getting into construction today?
To get into construction today?
What would you tell your younger self?
What do you mean? Like,
Be more cautious of the muscles and the back and the knees.
Exactly.
Don't
Get-
jump off ladders.
Get some ear protection earlier because I can't hear shit now.
Yep.
If SDS goes off near me, it's like someone just punched me in the face.
Yeah.
I Hilti shot everything now. I bought that BX3. I'm not tap conning anything. I'm just shooting every strap.
Yeah?
I'm shooting everything. It's worth every penny.
Gary?
Yeah, same thing. Just don't go hard. Like, go easy. Go easy. Like, I went hard when I was younger. Now, I feel it every day.
There's a fine line between hard and easy, though, for this young generation.
Well, yeah, okay. Like, just...
Yeah, but ask for help, man. Like, if it's...
Ask for help. That's a good one.
Yeah.
like I have
There's
a
always
hernia.
bodies on site.
Yeah, I got a hernia lifting, I think it was like 7 or 8 coils of T90. Maybe I should have just been like, oh, come and give me a hand.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have had a hernia.
Steve?
It's hard to say because I've changed my career like 3 times. So this one here, what would I?
It's like genders.
Hey, when I get bored, I have to do something new. So this one here, what would I say differently? Like
Work less hours.
I already. Do
Well, you're
that.
hearing a lot about.
I already do that.
No, you're hearing a lot about watch your physical.
Yeah,
so
that's-
just be
that's key.
cautious of your physical because, and I agree with you guys, like the hearing thing, like don't be a hot shot and not have hearing protection.
I barely
Dust
use
protection.
it. The hearing, I barely use it, to be
So,
honest.
yeah, so hearing's a bad one.
That's
Yeah,
a bad
so-
thing. But about
it's
heavy stuff,
complacency. We just got used to doing
I
it that way.
always remember about
the
older
glasses.
people saying, hey, don't try be show off that you can handle this. And then, when you get to my age, you will feel it. And I always, like, with heavy stuff, I'm always thinking about the older people saying about that. And-
They helped
but-
with
Steve?
that? Because I was the opposite.
You know, so I if anything, like probably eye protection and ear protection, which I'm still stubborn. I still don't use. But
Same
that's
thing.
about it. Like I've been
No-
very cautious.
No, with the
honestly.
eyes protection?
Well, no, because
Yeah, that doesn't work.
You're using
Just close
table,
your eyes. It can't hurt.
you're using
Your
table
eyelashes will
saws and
save
stuff
you.
like
I forgot my
that.
thing.
But
what
when
age-
when
and
I
what-
started in construction, like if old Portuguese guys, if I was wearing gloves, it was like, oh, you a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, tu és maricas ou quê?
I used to have a boss when we were framing concrete because I started in concrete. If he saw me framing with gloves, he would come and he would kick the line. And I'd be like, why did you do that? Now I got to fucking start over. He's like, it was crooked. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know it was crooked? He's like, did you use gloves? I said, what the fuck does that have to? He's like, it was crooked. And that was because that was their mentality, though. You had to be like strong.
Yeah.
You couldn't complain.
That was like my father.
I-
My father was
yeah.
a concrete.
I know, but now they all have arthritis and they can't
Yeah.
hold anything.
Their hands, their skin's peeling
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
yeah.
My
I've seen
dad's got
a
shoulder.
couple Portuguese and Italian working on concrete.
When did you?
I say it was not problem for me. I would go crazy. Those guys scream at each other and crazy.
When did you guys realize that your body had an expiration date? At what age did you guys realize that?
30.
30?
When my wife starts helping me put on my construction boots. Some days I can't put on my own boots.
I think when I went for my surgery last year, my
That was a wake up, eh?
my bypass in my leg
Yeah.
from blood clots.
That would do it.
That was hard. I used to do masonry work. I used to do stone work. I can't be on my knees now for long. So It's hard. So some jobs I can't do anymore. I can't do stonework.
See, that's where it goes back to the original question that I started at the beginning of the show. It's like, what things are you guys not going to be able to build? Because there's going to come time in your life where there's going to be a list of things that you wish you would have built, but you never had a chance to build.
Yeah. Let's just say if I had to do flooring in my house, I just bought a new house up in
Hire
Guelph.
somebody.
I have to hire somebody. I can't do flooring now. Where before I would do flooring, no problem.
yeah,
But I can't be on my knee now. My knee is shot.
I'm 30, and every time I do flooring, those days it's just like my knees.
Because you use the wall.
You find it hard to watch somebody else do what you were able to do before?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Well, actually,
No.
Well, no. What?
Not like if like I'm talking about in your home. Like
Let me tell you
if you're-
something. Us Portuguese, we're stubborn.
That's what I was just
Why
gonna say
pay
that.
somebody to do something we can do? That's
But if
where we have.
physically you can't do it.
That's the-
But you
that's the
physically
thing.
can't do it, though.
So for me, my life
Physically
changed at
today,
25.
I can't
right?
anymore. No.
My life changed at 25 when I had to remove ribs. So
Yeah.
I'm missing 3 ribs.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing construction. I was told not to, but it's the only thing I grew up to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I push myself every fucking day. But should I be doing it? No. I feel every ache, every pain, but it's that thing. It's that passion for the job that you want to create stuff, right? So I shouldn't be lifting the sheets of MDF. I still do. Lifting. The
I know,
doors
but
is
there's
stupid.
there's a line, though, at some point in your career, your construction career, where that passion for the work
Well-
has to translate to teaching the work.
Yeah, and we've tried, or I've tried,
and
right?
that's why I asked the question. Yeah.
Yeah, like so.
It's hard to teach.
Yeah, now we have the
young
like
guys.
now we have the shop in our place, right? So now I'm trying to see if I get more shop work kind of thing, but like the old man.
'Cause that's
is
more
still-
controlled.
It's more controlled. Still,
Yeah.
we're still dumb. We still put in a lot of hours there and all this crap that we do there, right? And still lifting of the material and stuff like that. But I find it more soothing or pleasing to be there and not dealing with the job sites and
Yes.
going back and forth. But the mentality of the old man is, if we're there, we're not making money. He prefers being on
But
site.
you're making money there.
Well, we are, but the mentality is he likes being on site. So if he's on site, then he's creating more stuff, working. So it's like,
You and I, we have a similar industry. You and I, we're both carpenters, and we both have shops, and we go on job sites to do an install or whatever. But I agree 100%. I would prefer a shop day over an install day any day. But man, like,
yeah.
you're right, man. A shop day, something you can take your time a little bit more.
Yes.
When you're
It's
on
controlled.
install, because when you're on a job site, it's like you have to get the job done. When you're in install, when you're in the shop, you're like, okay, I'm gonna work, but I'm gonna work at my own pace. Hey, Dad, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a lunch inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's easier, right?
And another thing too, you have all the tools set up. You know what I mean? It's just
All the
you-
saws are set up and everything. It's much easier, But after the bypass, it's so much shit I can't do anymore.
How young are you again?
I'm 48.
I'm the oldest here, aren't I?
I'm probably
So
the
that's,
youngest. No, how old are you?
Turning 32.
Yeah, I'm the young. I'm
You're 30, huh?
See, for me, the opposite. The shop
I'm
day is the
gonna
worst day
31.
possible.
I got a lot
for
more
me.
gray hair than you, though. I'm wiser than you, Manny. That's gonna be it. That's
And I
gonna
got
be.
Nookaville.
If you have to tell, if you have to
That's
tell.
gonna be a snippet of all our promo material for this video right there, right? Right?
Oh, I saw my share in the last week of hair transplants and lip fillers, man.
Is that why you went to Turkey?
No. Oh, nothing to do with that, man. Nothing to do with it. All right,
Give me
so
the beard, man.
what's the one trade you guys want to learn more about and be better at?
Learn more about it.
Whatever project I got going in the house.
And that's currently what?
Nothing right now. I'm taking a break. I'm enjoying the little kids for
Learn
now.
about.
Nice.
The basement's
That's the
done, so-
project.
Say again. What's the?
What's the one trade that you want to learn more about and be better at? Not everything in this world is about carpentry. Surprise, surprise.
Electrical, so he can do his van. Electrical and plumbing.
I can't picture him doing electrical.
Maybe
I can't picture him
electric.
doing that.
Yeah, so you can do his van.
Knowing a little bit more of the electric stuff and
Gary?
Yeah.
You know what?
Technology.
Painting.
Painting?
Like I enjoy painting, but I'd like to know a little bit more of the finesse and like the techniques, what to use and what not. I enjoy painting a lot, and that's something
Oh my god!
I don't want to say it's
What's
easier.
wrong with you?
I like to
paint?
paint pictures.
What's wrong with
Shit.
you?
Yeah,
paint?
I'm not
You
painting
full finish
walls.
and paint.
No, he
and-
watches Jen paint.
Jen
does the
paints, not me.
Andrew?
Honestly,
Come to my house.
I like to learn more on the GC side. Like I've GC'd projects. Last year I did a couple ICI from the ground up, GC'd the whole thing. But I only do it for select clients and people. I won't go out and advertise. So just to learn that side of it a little bit more.
Learn how to not make money.
There's a good
Learn
chance
how
you
to
can not
lose
make
money?
money. First guy to get paid.
Why is it that every day I almost have a conversation with
Wait a
some
second, you didn't ask me
some
that question.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Because I had a really good answer for this.
Okay, so what's the one trade, Steve, that you would
Okay,
want
you
to
know
learn
some-
more about and be better at?
You know something? I love waterscapes, ponds, waterfalls, and I love landscape lighting. So, my old house, I had an oasis back there. I had a 6 foot.
I love
waterfall.
natural looking landscape lighting.
Yes,
I hate Pearson Airport landscape lighting.
No, those suck. no. But I love
Here's the pathway. We're gonna put
waterfalls.
little
I love
dots around
ponds.
here.
I love rock
We're gonna put a little
bubblers.
strip around here.
But I would say not landscaping to the point where I want to start laying interlock or doing patterned concrete. But I would love.
So you want to be the electrician on the hardscape crew?
No. More ponds and water and waterfalls.
You think
and-
those fish actually want those lights in that fucking pool?
No, that's on the rocks. You know something?
Every time they swim by it, they're like fucking blinded.
Sometimes
man.
when you're walking, when you're in the Caribbean,
They don't have eyelids. They want to read a book.
when you're in the Caribbean, right? You see those beautiful resorts at nighttime. You see the nice landscape lights.
The fish
and,
don't like it.
But it's nice. Who gives a shit about the
To
fish?
be
right? It's all nice.
honest, to be honest, and some ponds they put a light attract all the bait, and then the fish come to attack the bait. The light attracts all the bait,
Yeah, light
and
attracts
it
fish.
makes the fish the.
See?
Yeah, because
Well,
they're
it's illegal-
blinded by it.
Yeah, it's
That's
illegal- It's
why.
illegal to fish with light for that reason.
Yeah, but I follow a YouTuber guy. He made a big, make a big one, and as a like he's investing everything there, things for eagles and he put a light, and you just see all the little bait, and then the bass comes just zow.
Yeah, but this is more decorative backyard. He's not
Yeah.
fishing in the
Look at it in
backyard.
No. This is you want to put a nice waterfall in your backyard with a pond, a rock bubbler.
Are you doing one in the
The
new place?
guy has that thing.
I wanna
You
put one in
you
my
might enjoy,
backyard.
watching that pond because he has a little waterfall. It's very interesting what he's doing.
Did you have fish in your old place?
No, so the house before this one, no, I had a natural 2.4 acres of water, like a natural pond and stream and all that. But I
Did you
actually
put lights in that?
No, we put fountain in it in the pond to keep the mosquitoes under control because it's nasty.
Yeah.
No, but we built right beside the fire pit. We had a huge party pit, and we had a 6-foot waterfall with lights on. At nighttime, it would light up, and you see the water come down.
That's where we recorded the first show.
I didn't build that. It was a landscape company who built that.
It was nice. It's beautiful.
Dunsford Landscape.
I didn't see it at night,
They're
though.
retired now, so but yeah.
I'm curious, guys. We're beginning to see a bunch of things disappear from construction job sites, i.e., food trucks. I think are going to be gone in the next 5 years. Am I wrong on that?
I haven't
I
seen
never
one
see.
forever.
I
Oh,
never
they're still
see them
around.
anymore.
They're still around. Some of them. They're like the payphone. They're still around.
First couple
Well,
of
the
years when I
Italians all
came to
retired?
Canada was I see them.
well,
so
the
often
metal
now,
sharpener
just-
guy, he's going to disappear soon if he's not already disappeared.
I think they're gone. I don't see them.
I don't hear that
used
bell
one
chiming every time.
Last year at my place.
So, what other
Still
things in construction sites are going to disappear?
Portalets.
I was gonna say that'd be nice for the portalets to go, man.
Or
What,
prop
and have
ones,
actual
man.
bathrooms?
Yeah, no, everybody from outside.
You know, talking about the bunkie life, you actually should just get those bunkies and build a bathroom inside those bunkies, man.
Actually, that was the best thing that COVID brought was a little bit of push.
For better bathrooms.
for better
I
bathrooms.
agree.
But they're still not.
All of a
everywhere,
sudden,
though.
everybody realized there was.
But they're not
in
everywhere
that
though.
bathroom.
They're not everywhere. Though.
No, they're not.
Not everywhere.
Only a big job.
Generally, my work never needs a portalet, so.
Porta potty on summertime is a sauna. Every time you go there.
In residential.
Really? You want to try a porta potty in wintertime when it's like minus 30?
Yeah,
You know what? You know what should be illegal is the one that's open
Yes.
So without the top?
without the top. That is
Gross.
They make those?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen
They're
them
still,
all
they're still
right.
out there. Yeah. They're still out there.
that's the ones I always run into.
All right,
Everyone's
so
too cheap to buy. to
Dream
rent
rooms.
anything
Dream
proper.
rooms for tradespeople. We know clients always talk about this stupid fucking kitchen, but what's the one room that we really care about?
Electrical room, a little bit of room.
Sorry, I didn't get that one.
What's your favorite room of the house? What's the one room that's like your dream room? What the room you like working in the best? Clients always are about the kitchen, right? Always about the kitchen.
Man cave,
Man cave?
chilling area.
Yeah, I like doing the secret rooms. I like the hidden away rooms.
I think we should have more of those, man. Little
We-
secret
We've done quite a few, and we actually
When you say secret, what does that mean? Like
hidden
can't-
doors and
like a
stuff.
hidden doors. So we've done like home offices where they have like the built-in cabinets, and the built-in leads to a hallway to get to the garage, like an escape route or whatever it is.
A lot of people is doing that. But
Mechanical room, electrical rooms.
I think, in all fairness, in the last 5 years, I think they've stepped up quite a bit.
Well, I think it depends
Those are
on
nice
the builder and the home.
There's a lot more care put into them now.
Some builders for sure.
Everyone's not trying to cram 10 pounds of
Yes,
shit into a 1 pound bag.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Furnace,
Steve?
HRV, water heater.
So this house I have now, we have like a roof. It's about, I say 14 feet by 16 foot. And I have like a little outdoor living room there.
Nice.
Love it.
Being
go out
outside and
there,
having that sound.
Go out there. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. And like, for example, yesterday it was raining a little bit in the afternoon up there where I live. And I'm there having a coffee and and you hear the rain and it's gorgeous. I love it. So a little outdoor living space with a roof cover.
I agree.
I've been out there with thunderstorms before and it's
beautiful.
It's awesome. You just sit there, you don't get wet. That's my favorite room in the house right now.
Okay, so we can all agree that shaker panel sucks. All right, we all agree on that? Everyone is agreeing on
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah.
Shaker panel doors, kitchen, they all suck?
Shaker panel doors, yeah. I guess
What's
so,
the
yeah.
other option?
Well, that's what I'm getting to, right? So let's discuss let's discuss what is actually a sexy looking panel these days for a cabinet door.
I
something new.
Like
like clean, modern,
I like
crisp,
reveal.
Smooth with
Flat
no
panel?
handle.
Flat
With no
panel.
handle.
glossy, no handle.
no handle,
handle.
push, touch.
Push or the like a key.
Yeah,
type
see,
where
I
you-
went with that
To be honest-
clean, glossy in my kitchen, and I'm regretting it because it's fingerprints.
Fingerprints,
over
I
and
wouldn't-
over.
I wouldn't necessarily the gloss.
Hand-
but like
you-
a
no
matte.
handles, right?
I did no handles as well, yeah. So I did like the under pull.
Am I the only one that knows how to solve that problem where you don't have any uppers? It's just shelves, and then you just pick whatever you want to grab.
Actually, I've been doing more.
I like
homes with
that
those.
idea.
Yeah.
I did.
Just floating shelves and you just put your
But
plates, everything.
In
Well,
the
obviously-
Portuguese household, o pó. O pó nos pratos, o pó nos
I get
copos.
that,
Like, come on.
but you keep on using the items, right? So then they don't
yeah.
stay dirty,
I
and then
agree.
you change your filters in the furnace.
know,
Change the filters in the furnace.
The Portuguese people, they always have a couple to use
Listen,
every day.
do we know a young Portuguese person today that has a living room set that's covered in plastic?
No.
No.
Did we grow up in a house, in a Portuguese house that had furniture that was covered in plastic?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We all grew up in that.
A room you never went inside. Yeah.
Well, what about the second kitchen? There was an upstairs one that came with the
basement,
house.
yeah.
We don't use.
Yeah.
The one in the basement we use.
My mom, she was the same thing. People give me even clothes. Someone give me nice clothes. Oh, that's for a special occasion, and then I end up wearing that thing 3 times, and then it doesn't fit me anymore. Okay, that was the 3 times that I use. We say for special occasions.
Is there corruption in government when it comes to construction?
Yes.
There's corruption and everything when it comes to anything that has
Everything's
money.
corrupt.
That has money for sure.
I want to understand why that we have such a huge shortage of housing and the industry is slow. How does that friggin' work?
Yeah.
Population's too much.
High
does that work?
inventory. Interest
How do
rates
we
are high,
have
nobody's
a
selling.
huge-
Interest rates are too high. Population is too high. The government fees associated with any kind of new construction is too high.
Oh, everyone just raised their development costs
So
July
they're saying
1st.
we need to build 200,000 new homes every.
Well, these
every
are all
year.
media bites. You're never gonna.
Yeah,
ha-
they've
this'll
never grown more
happen.
than 80,000, so they're not going to get anywhere near.
You
that.
can't.
they
I don't
never
know
will.
who comes up with these numbers, like how they forecasted these numbers, but they're obviously a person who's never been in construction, because you could just look at history on what has been built.
Don't you just love those people? They have no
No,
clue
I
of the
don't.
industry and they just sit
They're
there
in
and start-
suits and they don't know. They know
I
how to do
think-
an Excel sheet. That's
Yeah,
all they know
why
how to
do
do.
we,
I bet you they have a
renovate
Black
the
and
entire
Decker
highway at the same
1980s
time.
drill in their house.
Do we
That's-
agree that the Ford government closed down the Ontario Science Center because he sold the land already to a developer?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, guaranteed.
I haven't even looked into it. I haven't.
Because the architect and the engineer that originally built that building could fix that roof for $500,000, no problem. But yet they're going to keep it closed because the land's already been sold.
100%. I believe so.
Because that
I
land is
think
more
it's
valuable.
It's the only spot that isn't under construction, isn't it? On that strip.
On that
There's-
strip there.
There's condos.
But you know
going
what's funny is
crazy.
that right across the street, it's technically speaking low income housing. So they want to sell that land there. Well, they've already sold that land there.
Yeah, but you have
and
that in
built
Toronto.
high end homes.
Yeah, but you have that in Toronto.
And you have low end homes right across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they have to do nowadays, right? Gone are the days you could build a subdivision. Of
You know what's
bungalows.
going to happen next? It's going to be the whole Regent Park kind of thing.
Because
They're going to eventually get the high end homes going there, and then they're going to push out the old and low end homes, and they're going to tear down those condos and then rebuild new higher end condos. That's what's going to happen.
does anybody know the revenue of the Science Center? What they make every
I
year?
have no idea. That's never been brought up in the media.
Because the thing is, I bet you it's not making any money because even when I was a kid, that place was always dead. And it's
I
obviously-
only ever went there for the Omnimax, right?
a lot of the
owns it
things
anyways?
it was the government.
Government.
But,
Is it
but
a
a lot of the
government
things that were in there weren't really.
Yeah, but kids.
I don't know.
Kids don't have
Personally,
attention to go to the museum.
I'm not talking shit about the science there, but the thing is, I bet you it's revenue. It's costing the government money.
But if you created a course, or you created in things that were pretty interesting, then more people would come and learn about it.
Well,
right?
they have the summer camps there and everything. And
I
when
know.
I
So
went,
they
I went-
closed it all down now
well,
for
now,
the summer.
now
right?
everything's closed. Yeah, they shut it down.
Well, they shut it down for safety.
Yeah, they shut it down.
That's what they said.
At a couple spots in the roof.
Yeah, so there's a leak in the roof. The last time I had a drop of water in my eye,
exactly.
it's like, come on. It's because the land was sold and there's a deal being happened, right? That's all. All right, will we ever solve this labor shortage? Everyone likes fucking talking about labor shortage.
I don't think it exists right now.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't at all.
I think there's a labor surplus. There's too many people out there, and there's not enough work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what the government.
Especially in this industry.
See, this is my concern. Is everyone talking about labor shortage, and then we've got a rash of OYAP students coming in who can't find work. Yeah. So what do you think this attention deficit disorder generation is going to do when they can't get a placement? They're going to go elsewhere. Yeah. Where are they going to go? They're going to work for Amazon. They're going to work at Best Buy. They're going to work at a barista.
The government just has to create stories in order to justify all the stupid money that they spend on something.
True.
Like $100 million that's been spent on getting kids to construction. Construction did fine for fucking 2,000 years
Without that.
without money. Yeah.
But the money was spent. Well, it wasn't spent. It was given to certain people.
yeah, it just it generates
People that aren't in
it
construction.
generates the economy, I suppose, but
Well,
it
the
doesn't
price-
really help
The only way to
doesn't
generate
help
the
the
economy
industry though.
is they have to start spending money.
Yeah.
But they're not going to because they don't have the money to spend right now because everybody's tapped.
Will the price of a home in Canada ever go down?
Never happened. Well,
No
what was
way.
it? 88 to 92 was the last big recession we had around there.
Yeah.
Where
It'll
house
flatten
prices
out a
came
little
down,
bit.
but they skyrocketed for 30 years. If anything, we'll get a little dip now, and it'll keep going up after that.
But do you want the house that sold for 1.5 last year to go down to 5?
No, because everyone will be bankrupt, and that'll be
Yeah.
a way worse
Yeah,
situation
so-
than we're in now.
Exactly.
The only
Things
way
have
you're
to
going to
keep
drop
going up.
prices if you raise interest rates like back in the 80s up to 20%.
Yeah, but then
But then you're going to have everybody homeless.
Yeah, then
and
we're
the
in for
banks are
another
going to go
disaster.
under because
Yeah.
they can't sustain.
Yeah.
The whole country will go under at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
We're basically on the fringe of that now anyway.
Yeah,
Where do
pretty
where
close.
do you guys think
And by then I'll be living in San Miguel, so I don't care.
Exactly.
you'll be dealing with problems over there?
No,
like
I'm
I said, the Azores is a little back in time,
Yeah.
but eventually it's going to come
Yeah,
up.
Oh,
it's
it's
catching
happening
up.
there.
It's
It
catching
will.
up already.
I'm
They're in
saying,
the-
so
they're in the
just
same
if
affordability
you go
crisis
in
as us.
thinking that's going to happen, you're prepared now.
I'm going to put a tiny home in a ship, send it there, buy a little plot of land next to a cow field, and
I want
happy.
to build it from scratch.
Just,
I don't
buy
wanna
a
build
boat.
modular. I want to build it from scratch.
I don't want to build nothing. I want to go to
I
the
wanna
beach
fucking-
and eat
I wanna-
sardinas
I
every
wanna-
day.
No, I
That's
want
what I want.
to. I want to work early in the morning. Like start at 6 or something, build, and then finish around 3 in the afternoon, and then relax and chill.
I want to
and
be a
then
tour guide. That's what I want to do. That's my dream.
You know,
there, so.
another thing I would like to do.
cut off jean shorts with the pockets sticking out.
Yeah, that's exactly. Making 50 euros a day. Why not?
Or just sell your feet on the
I
beach.
hope those are
That's it.
pockets.
You know what I would like to do? A house in Portugal that I've been seeing on the internet using containers.
No,
Utilize
that's
containers.
ugly as hell, man.
I
Don't
like
ever
it.
put it in Portugal.
You can do it
Ugly
here.
as hell.
But it's kind of fun because
Popular in
The
the States.
containers
Okay,
are too expensive.
where are all the new kids in construction wasting their money?
Tools.
tools.
Exactly.
Tools?
Tools came out something new. I gotta buy it.
Tools?
I'm surprised nobody has the Fez. Is it Fez?
Fez tool?
Fez tool, yeah.
Because the price.
I have a couple things.
Steve's got Festool and you've got
I have a-
Festool.
do you?
I have 3 vacuums, a big router.
Fabio,
and 2
do you
tools.
think that most kids of today in construction are wasting their money on tools?
Yeah, and especially if you
No,
pick
but is Fez worth it? Is it
Do
worth
you
that?
think that
Festool?
you have wasted a lot of money on tools?
vacuums, I love them.
I think you've wasted a lot of money
Best
on tools
vacuums,
in construction
special-
today. You being
depend the
30
trade
years
you-
old,
you-
I
Yeah,
definitely think you've spent a lot of money on tools that you didn't need to buy.
Does everyone know how much they have spent in tools? Like, do you have a spreadsheet with the MSRP value of everything
man.
you've bought for your
If
insurance
you ha-
company?
I was talking with my aunt.
I'm the only one that does.
I was with my aunt. He was asking me, hey, how much you think you have in tools? I don't have no idea, but a lot.
You should keep track of
A
that
couple
though, for
times
insurance.
If you kept track, you wouldn't be spending.
Because if you ever got broken into, how are you going to tell your insurance company what got stolen if you don't have an inventory?
kept
There's a
track?
blanket.
I have an
And what are
inventory.
you at?
It's a blanket.
What do you got?
North of 6 figures. Significantly.
That's a
No,
lot.
tools aren't cheap for sure.
No, like 2 Greenlee clock benders I have, retail price is 15 grand.
Especially
right?
the first years, it's the hardest one. You don't
Can you
have
guys
all the
honestly
tools.
say that you guys have left the industry better than you found it?
I hope so. I
Hope so.
believe.
Try.
I haven't left yet.
To me, I feel
I guess.
But is it better today better than what it was when you first got into it?
Yeah, for sure it's getting better.
Better in what way?
The people are getting
To be honest, I feel like these days it's so much easier for younger people to learn because a lot of people showing how to do some things sometimes. Depend on who you follow, but you can learn a lot. You know, older people, they would not have nothing on YouTube or social media and stuff. They had to learn with the people they used to work
And you
with.
still
That
have
was
to
the
do
only
that.
way to learn.
Still
But
have
now,
to do that. I still agree. You have to be hands-on. Watching a video of seeing how the guy does the perfect cut or the perfect
doesn't
install.
teach you.
It's not teaching you anything.
I know.
You're just seeing. You're just seeing a false image. Because if you go on site and you see these guys who are doing what they're doing, they're not doing what they show you. You see a lot of shit out there, and
I know, I agree.
like even us, we're not perfect. Like there's times where you do gotta cheat or you gotta do or let it go or whatever it is, right? But there's a false image out there that everything is perfect. It's
but
not.
I'm not saying you don't have to learn with someone their experience, but you can learn a little tricks here and there.
I think you learn a lot more from
you-
being on the site.
They have an easier starting point now
Yeah.
than we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely easier. now.
I think it's a
There's more information
sense of-
out
More
there.
information out there.
There's
Yeah.
more
It's a
tools.
sense
Work
of
isn't as
false
hard.
confidence, though.
Yeah.
I feel like these days we have way more information to
Yeah, for
learn,
sure.
better tools, and I feel like people are a lot of people are less skilled than what they used to be.
Yeah, like if you've never done crown molding, if you watch a couple of videos, you're not going to be perfect, but you'll get the gist of it. Where if you start practicing, you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And the cut might not.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. But there's a lot of guys out there now, they watch the one video and they're going to take your job down the street.
Oh no.
Oh, 100%.
I'm talking about like if you want to do
Yeah.
something in your house, right?
Yeah. No,
A
for
little bit,
for
not full.
self-care, no
Yeah, I
problem.
I would say that's the one advantage, like me and Mario have being electricians. ESA actually licensing contractors, where you can't go do electrical work without a
Exactly.
contractor's license.
Yeah.
Right? That's the one advantage we have. But mind you, the provincial
The
government's
underground
handing out our
still works.
license for $1,000.
Exactly,
To anyone who can fake their experience from back home.
100%. Salud.
Which is
Salud.
undercutting all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ching.
That's the disadvantage we have now.
Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like you have to learn with someone more experienced. But what I'm saying,
But that's
is,
on site.
exactly,
not on the TV screen.
I know, but special like me, I watch a lot of really good carpenters, and I can just watching a couple things what they do. I can learn just a little technique, or even I'm just curious and try out doing something a little bit different. And I'm like, oh, I like doing this way even better. You know what I mean? I don't mean like you don't gonna become a professional just watching YouTube or another carpenter on Instagram.
But a lot of
You
this
have to be-
generation thinks that they are
You need the
because
basis.
of that.
You need the basis,
I
and
think-
then you'll just learn something,
What
a
I-
little trick. But
what
you
I'm
gotta
saying is,
understand what the guy's doing to begin with. Yeah.
helps just a lot to learn a couple tricks in there. You know, I post a little. I don't remember what it was.
I've
in
learned more
Tony,
on
TC.
site speaking to people and watching people than I ever learned listening or watching a video.
You know, I post just a little trick a while ago. Even Tony TC, he said, "Oh, that's a really,
I don't follow you, so I don't know.
that's a really good tip. It's just a little tips that you learn through following other guys." But I don't think anybody's gonna become a professional just watching YouTube.
But I'm
all
saying that
night.
today's generation actually believes that they will by watching.
and it's
a lot
like
of it's the attitude issue.
in
They
It
think
is.
they know everything.
Everybody's walking in as if they're experienced.
That's also part of the downfall of these
yeah.
skilled trades colleges.
It goes both ways, right? Then you got the older generation that doesn't want to learn the new stuff too, right?
So I agree.
Yes.
That's a huge
Very
issue.
stubborn.
You know, I go
agree.
through that, right? So
But that's why you got a good marriage there where you've got old and new school and you guys are embracing both. But how many of how many
try to.
mayors?
We try to.
No,
He
but
usually wins.
But how many
I'll give you
mayors
the-
carpentry out there? There aren't that many like that.
no, they're not.
You get a lot of single person trim guys, finish guys, that have this mindset of like, I'm the only one, so I'll watch this and I'll pick up that trick and I'll do this. But then you could have learned it elsewhere.
And another thing that I've seen, I think a lot of younger people, because of social media, watch other guys. They think, oh, I need that tool to make a better. It's just not the tools that makes you better.
so then stop buying tools, Fabio.
No, some tools they help, but I'm saying I work with the guy. I was cutting shoe mold for a house, and the guy was behind me nailing. I cut all the house and I have to go back nailing a lot of shoe mold because that guy doing the shoe mold was using the columns, clamps. Like I was like, this guy is wasting
On shoe mold?
He was wasting so
Why
much.
is he using columns clamps?
He was
on-
wasting so much time. I was like, no way.
Why
You're
is he
watching
using-
too much Instagram, man.
Okay, What's a perfect construction day for you guys?
Construction, what?
Day. From the
Day.
time you guys start to the time you guys... We all know some people start around noon.
Nobody in my
9
way.
to 3.
Nobody in your way? 9 to 3?
I worked 6 hours max, and that's a busy day for me. Busy. Like, that's like a long day for me.
But you're working those full 6 hours. There's no lunch break in between.
Well, if I'm on a job site, yeah.
There's a couple
If I'm at the
cigars.
shop, I'll probably work maybe 4 hours. I told you, I started this business when I was 40 years old. I was semi-retired. This is supposed to be a semi-retirement business.
So this was by design.
This was
The
a
6
love,
hours.
passion. This was nobody told me to do.
So
what I
okay,
do
so
for
I'm
a
not just talking about the hours. I'm talking about when you guys. What's your construction day like? What's it like? So you arrive on site. Andrew, you were saying nobody's in the way,
Nobody in my way.
right? So what is a perfect construction day for you guys?
7 to 1 and nobody in my way. 8 hours of the work, 6
Material
hours.
all there.
No breaks,
Scope
materials
already there. You just run and just gun,
go.
do the work.
Nobody bother me. Nobody talk to
And
me.
get it
Nobody,
done.
call me, nobody text me.
No other ways working on the same area that you work because that slows you down so much.
Yeah, I don't like anybody in my way. You can't have two people working on the same spot. No, it
I
slows
can
both guys
imagine
down.
that.
A plumber and
That would be a pain in
electrician?
the ass.
I don't mind working with plumbers. I like almost all
Plumber
plumbers I
electricity.
know.
The problem is sometimes you're working with the dry alert. That's
That's-
hanging drywall as you're putting up wires.
Yeah, that's
That's
pain.
a pain. Isn't that the worst?
I score a lot of sheets when that happens.
Can you imagine that? Hey, I'm gonna put this 4x8 sheet here. No, let me run the friggin' wire first.
Jerk and fish it after.
Oh, you just tell
Fish
them,
is
take
fish it. Yeah,
it
yeah.
down. Why? What the fuck? Take it down.
Oh yeah. I think with us actually, just to pop in there for a sec, and when it comes to on site, the biggest problem is when we do our ceiling beams, for example, clients want it so nice and tight to the walls, right? As tight as possible. But like when you're doing a ceiling beam, like to cover an LVL beam, for example, and you're making it like 10 inches tall, the way it goes in, it's got to go on an angle. So what happens is you start scratching the wall,
course.
paint,
Of course.
whatever. So the worst is when, Steve, no, come this day because the painters would be done and the drywallers would be done. I'm like,
No, that's a
you
bad
want
idea.
us first. Oh, then they have to paint around the beam. I'm like, plastic the beam for frick's sakes. It's gonna be better because they're gonna have to come back and fix the shit, and that's happened millions of times.
Was that
No.
a little?
Yeah. Now, mind
scratch.
you, when we go to a house, that's all we're doing, and that's all they want us for. Generally, it's okay. But when we go to a new construction, it's happened. This happened like 2 weeks ago, where it's out of our way. Like when you have a bowl in the ceiling, right?
Which is every time.
Yeah, which is
It's called deflection in the Ontario Building Code.
They wanted me to scribe along the ceiling. So now you want my beam to look like it has a happy face, right? You're going to feather your ceiling, right? That's what I'm going to do. Plaster, feather that ceiling. I don't want my beam having a happy face so I can feather your big bowl in the ceiling, right? It's weird. You got to make things in our industry, like with wood, like you can't bend wood that so much to wrap around that bowl in your ceiling.
I get
We
it.
could do as much as we can, but you're going to sometimes have a gap in the corners because if you have a bowie ceiling or in the middle, who knows, depending on how the ceiling is. Most of the time it's on the ends, right? We push, we push, we push. We get that beam in there. We put in 3-inch screws on either side to hold that beam in place. But we tried doing brad nails once. Never again. So, yeah, a lot of people wonder how we put these false ceiling beams up, right? When we do the strapping, we put the
I'm
ceiling
assuming
beams up.
it's a U.
So right? We
And
do
it
like a
pops in.
2x10 across the ceiling,
Yeah.
screwed into the ceiling
Yeah.
tips. And then obviously our pine, it's generally pine.
Yeah.
We put our ceiling beams in, but we use a screw that's it's like, your brown deck screws, which is very close to a brownish color of a stain of a beam that we use.
Yeah.
But that's what we use. We do like one in each corner.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that thing's light. That should hold 3-inch screws. But yeah, so we go in the corner, we're pushing it up. Okay, and the other side, and I'm on my back, I'm pushing it up, putting the screws in there. Because the ceilings are never perfect. It's always a bitch.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
always a bitch.
Having a good GC helps, that's for sure.
Now, here, what would you, if the building is off level, which most of the times they are, nothing's ever truly level and square.
It's hard to
How do you run your stuff? Do you run everything level that you're installing, or do you run to the building lines?
If what's existing is really off, then I just eyeball it, and I'll try to follow the.
You make it look true.
Yeah.
Make it match everything else. Because if you're the only guy that levels it,
Because
yours
if you
is
go,
the
if
you're
you
gonna
shoot
be
a
the one
laser
guy
and
who
you're
looks like you did
straight,
wrong.
then
Yeah.
they're gonna say, well, you're off because everything else was already there. Right?
What's your perfect day, Kerr?
Perfect day is getting
At
up in
the
the morning, getting back home safely with all my fingers, and that's it. Like as long as no commotion at work. We like getting on site 6:30, 7 o'clock. We'll do our full day there. We work around people, but most likely, we like being on our own. The old man doesn't like radio, so a lot of people bring the radio to site, so he gets irritated with that.
Not even Portuguese radio?
Especially Portuguese. Like
Really?
my father-in-law used to come and put the soccer game on.
Yeah.
Oh, and he used to hate it. He used to kick the radio, sometimes put it in a bucket of
Really?
water. He hated it. So
I couldn't work without radio.
So for us, if I don't have to, negotiate with anybody, hey, could you lower the volume? Or if I keep everything composed on site, I'm happy.
Even if it's George Freda.
Especially George Floyd.
The only problem with the radio is when
Everybody
there's
look
a
up
radio
George
on
Freda.
site and then some other jackass comes in
Yeah.
and then puts his radio at a different station twice as loud.
Yeah.
Like I understand Drake and all that for your father would be like annoying, but like George Freda,
We're communicating.
Come on.
That's the thing. We're communicating.
fog
Yeah, but
music.
maybe George Ferreira is Drake's version of his.
Fog music, you know what I mean? God.
No, but to your father though, sometimes the radio is too loud. Like if you can't speak to the guy you're working with,
That's what it is,
then
right?
then it's a pain.
Did you hear that new music, Fado? Que game todo.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fabio, what's your perfect day?
Perfect day. I don't know, just
So Virginia Namel, that's
Fishing.
it.
Fishing.
Lá no caiaque, no Lake Ontario.
to be honest, I like more close to the finish. Like when I go finish up the job, putting the hardware, see all the hard work they are put into, see everything comes together. That's what I kind of like. The days I enjoy the most.
Did you share yours?
I mean, mine to me is like just making it home, I suppose. I've been enjoying the 6 to 2. I've been doing a lot of commercial, so that's nice. It
That's
saves me a
nice.
lot
6 to 2 is nice, eh?
You
Saves
enjoy
me a lot of fucking traffic.
you
time.
enjoy the traffic?
There's less traffic.
Fabio, you know there's a 6 o'clock in the morning, eh?
No matter what time you leave the city, it's always traffic.
No,
Nobody is leaving this
I left
show.
another day. I was on a highway on a 401 at 6 in the morning. Already traffic. I
no,
was
you
like,
got to be on
serious?
site by 6.
Were you going home?
No fishing.
No, but that was a Saturday. People were going to their
He's
cottage.
up early to go fishing, but he's never up early to go to the job site. Okay, nobody's leaving this show without sharing one trade tip. You have to share a trade tip.
What kind of?
You have to share a trade tip.
Okay, don't start with me. I got to think of one.
Okay, then think of one. Anybody's got trade tips? Come on, you guys got to have trade tips. Nobody's got trade tips. You guys are finished carpenters. You guys are electricians. Yeah.
Well, if somebody is grumpy on the job site, just buy him a coffee. It usually fixes it.
That's a good tip. I like that one.
I'm using eggs now. I don't buy coffees. I bring eggs.
Yeah, the hard boiled egg.
No, I bring a carton of eggs. So, site that we're starting now, we were told that the landscaper wanted nobody there while working. I said, well, we got to get in because we're going to use this frogboard material. I go, I got to get in before the winter time. So I told her, I go, listen, if he doesn't want no one on site, let me talk to him. I go, we got to work together because he's got to work around this cabana that we're going to do. So I thought he shows up and he goes, hey, where are you starting? I go, wherever you're not. And I said, no, he goes, I go, where are you planning to start the stone? He goes, wherever you're not going to be. I go, well, then we're thinking the same. I go, because I don't want to be where you're going to be. So let's work together. And he goes, well, I got to start over here and I got to start over there. I said, okay, listen, you do what you got to do. I'll do it. I'll come in. I'll stay away from you. I'll work on this side, and you know what? I'll do whatever I can to, make life easy. He goes, well, you can bring me a carton of eggs. I said, okay, no problem. I'll get you a carton of eggs. He saw me bring eggs for the owner before. So we went there for a following meeting, and man of my word, I brought him a carton of eggs. When he saw the eggs, he was like, that's it. He was like, okay, Gary, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up on this side over here, and we're going to set up a table here, set up that there. I said, perfect. I go, we'll start on this side, and we'll work. Like, if you create camaraderie, the job goes amazing.
Yeah. No, the power of the coffee is amazing.
Yeah, even the homeowner.
I was gonna say that.
Homeowner
Say
was
good morning.
good morning.
Even if you don't know the person, say good morning. And let's say if you go for the coffee, if you leaving the job site to grab a coffee, ask the guys if they want you to bring the coffee, because there's no point everybody going to the Tim Hortons. If one guy goes, maybe today you pay the coffee, tomorrow he pays the coffee. Not a big deal.
Whatever.
Andrew?
Coffee is $2.
Learn when to say no. Not every client's your client, and not every job's a job for you.
Yeah.
Steve?
Okay, for me, it's nothing to do with coffee because I get my own coffee. It's only me and Jen in the shop. So, for me, here's my tip. Okay,
How does Jen take her coffee?
a little bit of sugar, cream, girly coffee, but it's okay. I don't do girly.
Half the construction industry drinks that kind of coffee, man.
And that's true. I just don't do sugar anymore. Okay, a tip, what? Okay, so
A trade tip of some sort.
okay, so mix sawdust with glue and use that for wood fill.
That's a fucking brilliant one. But we've seen that one over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Hey, I didn't learn that from YouTube.
exactly.
Somebody took it already.
I didn't use that. Man, now
making
here's the
money every
trick
day.
though, because I use Type On. Here we go. Let's talk about glues. So I use Type On. I use the dark brown glue. Did you ever see that?
Type on tree.
No, is it 3 or
Type
2?
on tree.
Well, 3 is the green. It's like a greenish color.
It's the darker color
Yeah,
type
the darker
on.
color.
But
yeah.
there's a brown color now.
Yeah, the darker one. The one that's talking
Dark
about.
one, right?
that's
What number is that one?
Is it a Type On 3 or
3.
3.
The
That's what I
gentle
thought,
ones,
yeah.
Okay, so I use that.
To mix in with sawdust.
Most of my shit's like a dark walnut or diluted by like 8 times.
But it gets that dark that you don't have to worry about it?
No, you gotta still chisel it out and get rid of it and saw it out.
Okay, yeah.
Sand it out.
Yeah.
But that glue is very good compared to the yellow shit. We don't use yellow
Elmer's.
glue. Like we'll use the green Type Bond 3, which we would use for exterior.
That's 3.
Yeah, there's 3. But there's
Yeah.
also a dark brown color.
But that's 3.
Okay, but there's different colors of fucking glue.
No. But
Fool this.
you're describing the same thing.
Wait a second, this is a Portuguese show. I can't say fuck. Fool this guy.
Yes, you can say fuck. You can say whatever you want. Okay, what are some of the stupid moves that you guys have made in construction
Stupid moves. that
that you want to share, I guess? What's something stupid? It doesn't have to be recent. It could be the early days.
Cut my finger off.
What?
On a table saw?
Fool
No,
this.
I was doing industrial work, and I was working on a machine, and behind me was a bunch of steel. And as I was working on the machine, I had my tools behind me. I reached my hand behind me. A forklift hit it. A piece of steel fell down. And that one right there, and that's all it bends now. Tendons, nerves.
Cut it off and they put it back
Yeah, they
in?
put it back on. They sewed it right here on an angle. It was nasty.
Yeah, pretty similar. I was doing routing out the door strike from the,
Yeah,
on the door, and it was on a Sunday. We had to go in before holidays to go finish off this house, and I was in the basement finishing off. I think I had 3 locks to do, and then instead of going up to go get the chisel up on the main floor, I had my utility knife, an Olfa. So I was holding the
fucking know
door,
where this goes.
and I was just trimming
I
the
know where this one
line,
goes.
and just right there, right down, and I just held it together. Went upstairs. I go, Dad, hospital. He goes, for what? I go, put a little bit of tape on it. I go and I opened it up, and it was just bone and everything.
Go to the electrician, get some electrical tape.
So
Solution. Everything.
so we had to go down to Bathurst and Dundas there where we're working and stitch it up.
Western.
Western, good old Western, yep. And I ended up cutting 90% of the tendon. So luckily they stitched it up, and then I had to have a fiberglass cast for my 1-week vacation in Florida that I left the following day.
Yeah.
Came back that following week. The following house that was for us, the guy couldn't wait for us to come back, and he gave it to somebody else. I said, no more working on Sundays.
You know what the stuff in Portuguese and me did?
How
had
did
a
they
re-
assess that it was 90% cut? They
Well,
opened it
saw
up? Did they look into it?
Yeah, it was like just there. Like luckily when I held it together, the whole way to the hospital, got there, and then when they opened it up, it was like clean. It was just a clean cut. I took like 7 stitches.
You know, the medical industry should be thanking the construction industry for a lot of their knowledge that they gain, eh?
Yeah, when I cut mine off.
Because
they
we
ended up
come
doing
in with
surgery on
scenarios
weight.
that they never fucking thought of in classrooms. You know what I mean?
So,
The stupid move I did finishing.
so the when I finally got in to see the doctor, because Canadian healthcare system, 6 hours in the ER, bleeding everywhere. They're like, oh, let's see. After there's blood everywhere, so I opened it up, and they're like, oh, it's like off. I was like, it's only hanging on by the bottom. I'm like, I told the nurse that. She didn't believe me. So basically, they froze my finger, lifted the skin, went up, grabbed the tendons, pulled them back down, and sewed them back together. So they're like, yeah, you can't work for 6 weeks. I'm like, what do you mean I can't work for 6
You're
weeks?
lucky they didn't cut your whole hand to fish the tendon, eh?
Oh.
I had a friend of mine who cut
Yeah.
he was washing dishes and he cut a tendon. And then he had a junior doctor who cut his whole hand open to
find it.
to find the
Because
tendon.
it's like a spring. It goes right back up. Yeah. So I cut the cast off when I got home, and I went back to work the next day. Put a metal finger cast on it, and then got shocked because
What's
of
yours, Fabio?
This was these of the
that's
fingers
why-
was
also
3
fuzzy
weeks ago.
cigar.
That was I got lucky.
Oh yeah, 3 weeks ago story.
3 weeks
X-Acto
ago,
knife.
that was a stupid move. even in construction, I was gonna say the same thing. My stupid move is always with a knife. It's always. Sometimes I'm doing something with a knife and I'm telling myself I'm gonna curve myself. 2 minutes after, zap! I knew it. I'm like, I'm so.
Because you
done.
told yourself that. Yeah.
I know multiple
start
companies.
telling yourself,
are
don't buy any more tools.
Like the way I'm doing something, I know like
too many cut injuries.
How do you cut?
Specialty tools.
Strippers, yeah.
Specialty tools. There's many large companies now. Knives are no longer allowed to be used.
What's yours, Steve?
Are you sharpen your pencil?
In the beginning, the way I used to build certain
We have
things.
the electric ones.
So when I used to build barn doors, I used to glue my frames to the
Oh,
actual door. And then when you have grains going like this, what happens when you go through the seasons, it cracks, right?
Yeah, it splits open.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, I remember one year
So you had a bunch of splits.
in the first year of business, when I started doing this, building barn doors, I had to literally replace a lot of doors. And it was a bitch. So I learned very quickly, do not glue your
Cross.
cross frames across of wood grains. So that's a very first time, right? It's the very first time I built barn doors. That was a big one. So don't glue. So what we do is we screw from the back and we dowel over the screws. So you don't see the screws.
Screwing is always better than gluing.
But the thing is, it gives it some play. We don't have any bowing and cracking of doors anymore.
For all life's reasons.
So we build harvest tables. We build a lot of harvest tables, and we used to do our breadboards on the ends of our tables to keep the table from bowing. And the breadboard is there to keep it right. But we used to glue our breadboards to the table. And you know damn well what happens when you do that. You fucking start cracking shit. So I remember we had to replace those two tables. We had to replace. So in the beginning, there was a lot of learning in the trade. I was not a weekend warrior or a DIYer that went on YouTube to learn how to do my shit. I learned from mistakes, and that's the best thing in life
On
is
site.
to learn from mistakes.
I know.
And even businesses. I'm going to tell you right now, with the business, the way life is going right now, when trades are slow, if you can stay afloat today and make it into the next boom of construction, you are a good contractor. It's the people who flop are the ones that are, I mean, my eyes are saying that they jumped on the bandwagon during COVID and now they can't survive. Like,
They were never meant to be in it.
it's in the heart.
Yeah, it's
When you're
simple
in
as
this
that.
industry, a ceramic guy, a painter, a carpenter, it's in the heart. You make it work. You make it happen. I wouldn't give up my industry now. I wouldn't shut my business down today because it's slow to go work. To go work at Amazon, right? Or Tim Hortons, right? Unless I go into a totally different career. Maybe I should be a lawyer next time. But I might be too old for that.
You're going to Portugal.
But do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying
Too old to be a
is...
lawyer?
Tour guide.
Hey, when I was in audio visuals, I had an audio visual business. In 2000,
Tour guy, all you need is cut off jean shorts.
in 2008, we had a huge, we had the financial crisis in 2008.
Yes.
I kept my business afloat by cutting out all marketing and cutting out any new expenditures on new equipment. But I kept all my staff, all employed, same salaries, same everything during the financial crisis, which hit the corporate market in that time in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Right? I lost 40% of my business. And I had a big company with a lot of employees, full-time employees who got full-time pays and everything. So if you can weather that and obviously weather what's going on today, then you know something, that's what makes you a successful business owner. And this is a business sense. That it goes for any business, not just contracting business and all that.
sure.
But anyways, I so went off left field. Won't you tell me, Steve, shut up.
It's not my place
The
to do that.
Barrel is making me talk a little bit
Mario,
more,
Mario,
okay?
what's your
It's being
stupid move?
pooped, okay?
Like I said, take safety serious.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What?
Shit, you make me laugh, bro. I swear, if you were closer, I would come over there and give you a hug right now. But we need a camera that follows us.
See, that's why I made a 7-foot table.
That's why.
Everybody stay the fuck away from me, man. No, safety's a good one too, because I think when you're younger, you think you're invincible.
Yep.
For sure.
You could be on a site and you're like, it's fine, it's
Or
fine.
a
it's
question,
fine.
you know, if somebody says to work live just because whatever,
Ugh.
you know, question it.
Takes 1 second, man. What do you guys think of the new generation of contractors coming into this industry? What's the first impression? What's the first word that comes to your mind?
Contractors or
Tradespeople.
Oh, trades.
Tradespeople. Who are they? What are they all about?
Right here.
Instagram.
It's right here.
It's not a tool.
It's their biggest tool.
It's true.
It's always on.
It's true.
Recording content. It's
It's
irritating.
true.
They care more about recording content than learning the trade.
You know, I'm gonna just to jump in because okay, if you don't know, I'm a finished carpentry. I do country farmhouse looks. So we build barn doors, rustic looks, right, for country farmhouse looks, right.
I smell the plug.
Right, but that's what we do, right? But the thing is, you know what pisses me off about these people who are coming out today? They'll go to Home Depot, go buy dimensional lumber, spruce, and they'll fucking make harvest tables with that and call it harvest tables. Like, seriously. They'll go buy 4x4 posts, cedar, decking boards.
I bet you someone
I
use
hope
PT.
they don't
huh?
use pressure
I bet you any money they use PT.
Fuck, imagine that.
I bet you
The
any
brown
money.
sepia looks beautiful.
So it pisses me off, and I see these guys selling these tables made out of spruce, right? And they're selling it for like $1,200, $1,000, right? Hey, this guy is cheaper than you. Well, fuck! Look what he's using. I could go do the same thing for you right now. I'll use deck screws too. Make the gold ones. You know what I mean? I'll do nice. I'll make it so Home
do the
Depot.
green ones, do the green
Use Varathane stain.
I'll make it look
use
so Home
polyurethane, Make it all Home Depot. Make it look like a picnic table in your living room or your dining room, and I'll charge you $1,200. I'll do it $100 less. But the thing is, but that's what happens when they come to us, who use proper wood that comes from a mill, and you know what I mean, like. You know, from hemlock to pines to walnuts to all these fancy woods that we use, you don't find them at Home Depot. Reasons why? Because they're not used for the DIYers, the weekend warriors. It's guys like, you know, Gary here and me and all the other professional companies who are building professional tables and stuff. But new trades, that's where they're going. They're going to Home Depot. And
That's what they're
buying the
learning. They're going to Home Depot and YouTube.
They're doing it on the weekends. During the week, you know, they're serving coffees at Starbucks. And the weekends, they're building harvest tables, calling them harvest tables, made out of dimensional lumber.
Just because they see that there's potential of making money.
And
there.
that's the problem with our industry. Now, unless you have a name or you're, you know, people know who you are, like Gary and his father's business has been around for centuries. So those guys are, you know, like, how long has your father been building shit with wood? All right, you told me he came from Portugal.
He came with Columbus.
He probably built a pirate ship that came here, right?
No, he started building with the ship.
But the thing is, you have a great reputation from the years and years and years of doing it. From us, we have a reputation in the last 10 years of people loving what we do.
Yeah.
You know, but the new generation of who want to be carpenters or companies like ours are guys who are building shit out of Home Depot wood. There, I answered that question.
No, I agree.
A long version.
No,
we
I
could
agree.
probably do some editing there.
No.
But
Fabio, what is it?
Oh, what's the question again?
What do you think of the new trades today? You're seeing them. The young guys are still coming in, even though you're 30.
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I don't know. It's just too much. I do Instagram too, but it's all thing of Instagram. Who gets more followers? Who
cares?
It's just
haven't
too
posted
much.
over a year.
Too much. I feel like it's too many things of Instagram. Just almost like as a competition. Like I see a lot of that. I don't know. It's just
social media is a way to market your business for free.
yeah.
So you got to do it, no matter what.
I do
You gotta
it.
do it, but
There's no more yellow pages.
No, but it's gotta be
but
work
you
ethic though,
can't
right?
make it your
No.
primary source of your representation.
No, but you know something? If you can get 3-4 clients out of social media a year, like, come on. That's
I don't think the
amazing.
majority of
I
trades that are
understand-
on social media are considering that as an option to get clients.
I don't even
I
do
think
it.
it's an ego boost.
To
It's
be
an ego boost,
honest,
I think.
the only thing I still do in Instagram, I got a lot of clients from Instagram. A lot of people found me because of Instagram. That's one of the only reasons I keep doing, because you know I get one of my best clients, they found me because of Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not doing like what I was saying with this is just like a lot of people just doing focus too much on Instagram just to get free tools to grow, get a lot of followers to get the free
yeah.
tools, and not to actually build their name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between, I think, a company marketing and then an individual just making content on company time, right?
Yeah, that's the
That's
biggest
where
one.
you're
It's
going,
on
right?
Yeah, it's on company time. I've seen guys come in, you know, they're getting there by the hour or whatever it is, and they're just filming. Like as soon as they get there, there's
Well, we
there's
better
startup.
grow. We have to go on with this because you know this new generation. That's what they're on.
That's
now,
how they know.
social
The
media.
work ethic is
Our
different, right?
60-year-olds are they're on Facebook, but if you want to market towards the older people, you go on
Yeah.
Facebook.
See, like, when
Instagram is for a younger
When
generation.
I do my content, I have to do it at the end of the day or when the old man steps away or whatever. I'll just do a quick. That's why I don't Nothing's like set up
Yeah.
professionally or
Yeah, but
edited,
that-
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's quick.
I understand. You
thought
don't want
about
to be
stopping
setting
doing
up your
content?
GoPros everywhere. and
yeah,
spending
but that's
3
what
they're
hours.
doing.
I don't do that shit. I don't
But
have
that's
time
what
for
the younger
that.
generations do.
But there,
Yeah,
there is
they're
a
making all
market
these
for it,
fancy.
though.
There is. Like,
Because if
you
you're
have-
good at, let's say you build a bathroom, because I know somebody, like, you build a bathroom, right? A GC is going to get paid once to do that bathroom.
Yeah.
But if you are able to create good content out of it, and you post it on YouTube, you're going to get paid for that bathroom every single day.
Yes, absolutely.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, if that's their approach, as long as the quality is there.
Hey, how did I find out
And
about
sometimes
Manny?
a client can even get a
the
deal
same
because
way,
they
through
know that you're
social
going to
media.
create the
Yeah,
content.
We met in prison.
We met in prison
The Hilton.
in Portugal. In Portugal.
All right, last question so we can wrap this up. What's your exit plan?
Santa Maria.
San Miguel.
Yeah, basically,
One
we
word.
We got to name our islands that we're from.
Yeah.
San Miguel is not
Okay,
bad.
give me my neighbor. Okay, we'll go fishing.
There we go.
For Sardinas.
Fabio,
Doing tours and stuff.
My exit? What do you mean with the exit plan?
when you get out of construction, what's the plan? I know you're 30. You're just getting into construction, but you have to still think about getting
He's
out of
very young.
construction.
Very young.
And at
Young,
the same
dumb,
time,
and
I'm
full
like,
of-
I might want. I don't know right now what I want to. I want to try new things. So, but right now, I don't know. Just
I didn't want the
May-
Tinder
may-
explanation. I
may-
just
maybe,
wanted.
maybe try a different type of carpentry, like back home is a little bit different from here.
In what way?
Because there it's completely different from here. Here we do pretty much everything on site. In Portugal, it's everything comes from the factory. It's just like almost like
Oh,
just
you
put
assemble it.
together.
Prefab,
yeah, but
basically.
yeah.
Mario?
New construction.
I
Yeah.
don't have one yet, but it is. I'm thinking a bit more and more every day, though. That's just an exit plan.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
You're young, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Young looking,
That's what
eh?
I'm
42. Holy shit, eh?
So
You been
but
to
even-
Turkey recently or something?
No, man.
Yeah,
The
these guys
jeans,
have
the
no
jeans,
gray hair,
man.
man. Like,
I'm
what
from
the
the,
fuck-
I'm
what
from the
happened to
mountains.
us?
I'm from the
The
mountains.
beard.
Shit, what happened to
Yeah.
us, man?
I know what happened to me.
48. I'm like, I look like
Even
a
the
fool.
industry, man, it's so large that you can always do a different thing. Teach, inspect. There's so many opportunities.
Kind of weird. You go to a grocery store and you're like, in your 20s, you go to the condom section, and in your 30s, you go to the just for men section. In your 50s, you're going to the Depend section.
Yeah. And nowadays, I'm just gonna go to whatever. Depend. Quackish.
And then when you're 60, go to the pill section.
Quackish.
Viagra.
Go get the blue pill.
All right, we're done. We're out of here. Everyone want to share their deets before we get the fuck out of here?
Share your who?
Your deets, your
Deets.
information.
Information.
Everybody wants to reach out to you, so then you can get on
Get
their
us some
site, their
barn
house,
doors.
for the
Oh,
4
yes.
hours that you do work of the
Okay.
day.
Yes. VintageIdeas.ca. I'm Steve Sampaio. There you go. VintageIdeas.ca.
You
So
give
easy.
Jen any credit or no? She gets no credit out of it.
Of course, Jan. Well, I'm the one that takes care of the social media and the business end of it. She does all the nice, pretty stuff, staining.
Somebody
and
be leaving a comment.
She's gonna be watching this. You asshole.
Andrew Padre Cura, AzoresConstruction.ca. All your general electrical contracting needs.
At MaresCarpentry, custom home finishing and wall units, anything custom pretty much.
Yeah, Fabio Andrade 51. I don't know what else to say. I'm just-
At what's the Instagram again? It's at Fabio.
it's Fabio.Andrade.51.
Mario?
Uncle_João. Everything I post on social media is just for fun, and that's it.
Do you do side jobs, or are you just mostly focusing on the?
No, just no side jobs. It's illegal.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all legitimate.
It's
stuff.
illegal.
But I'm not on social media to advertise.
No,
That is for sure.
You're just showing
My
fun
page
stuff.
is
That's
just
all.
to have fun. And if people have a problem with it, that even makes it more fun.
What was that comment you left on the group chat about the one video I sent?
Oh, I don't
You have to do the poll test. Before
Oh yeah, man, it's getting dangerous out there. I feel for my son. It's getting dangerous.
That's it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for making the 600. That's all it is. Steve, you got to go? Yeah, what's going on? Lawyer's calling you? Jen's calling you. She just heard you.
no. There's
He has to go to work. It's 1 o'clock.
It's a Sunday, though.
Domingo, you're not trabalhando domingo.
There's no soccer game today? No, just Canada.
No. there's
Canada.
No soccer game.
Hora
No.
de sardinhas, pá.
Yeah, today's barbecue.
We're gonna do chorizo, Rosie, no?
We're coming to your house.
Rosie.
We're going to Gary's house
Rosie.
for Portuguese
How
lunch.
long do pigs live?
Up to
If you don't kill 'em to
20
eat 'em.
years.
How long?
Up to 20 years.
20.
How old is she now?
7.
It's time to do the barbecue before it gets too late.
Yeah,
It is too late.
How can you do that if you raise it as your own?
She's my baby.
Does she like follow you? Like
Absolutely, she's the smartest thing.
She's like a pet
Smarter
dog.
than any dog out there. A pig is a better pet than a dog.
Is
to
it
be honest
inside
with
the
you.
house?
Inside the house, yeah.
so it's like
It's on his couch.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
It's on his couch, man.
No, it's got dog badge. It's got a
It
pet.
doesn't jump onto the couch though.
Not anymore. No.
No.
No, I got her a pig pet. We'll call it.
I-
Pig. It's
I'm-
actually a dog bed.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, but Rosie is the cleanest animal. She goes outside to pee, to poop, and everything
it's
else.
crazy, crazy.
Never
What's
inside
pig
the
poop
house.
look like?
It's little pellets, like big round.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, like,
It's a little different than having a dog. It just looks like a pig.
she's way smarter than a dog.
Is that right?
Dogs bark and blah blah blah. You have to walk them. With a pig, you
Rosie just grunts.
let her in the backyard.
Rosie
and
just
she does her
grunts.
business.
You ever take her for a walk, like in a neighborhood?
No,
What do the new neighbors think?
I can't put harnesses on her.
Hey, what do the new neighbors think?
The new neighbors, they like her. They love her. The kids love her too.
Oh, that's
The kids around. They come to the fence, bring her carrots and shit. So
What does she eat? Just veggies?
veggies and pig pellets. She has like
You can't give her bacon, eh?
It's like some, it's like some what you would give to for livestock.
Yeah.
You give it in the morning, and then you give it for breakfast and at dinner time. So
You don't give it the leftovers like the
pig
old
shit's
school
for
Portuguese
not.
guy.
No, just like lettuce
Yeah.
and stuff like that, carrots and potato peels.
So she's a vegetarian.
Yeah, she's pure vegetarian. Yeah.
The pigs eat pretty much everything.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't give it meat. I don't give it any of that shit. So, or anything that's very over seasoned, I don't give it to. So, like
You can give
vegetables that's been
eggs.
seasoned,
They eat
So-
pretty much everything.
bananas, apples.
That's like the chickens that we have. We don't eat none of them. They're just for the eggs.
Yeah,
They're
I don't.
like pets.
I don't. Yeah. I
They're-
don't-
my
But you
daughter.
eat their babies.
No, no. Well, we eat the,
Well,
yeah,
actually,
we,
they're
we,
not-
we eat
they're
the
not-
eggs.
They're not
but-
fertilized.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You
what I
need
was
a
gonna
rooster. You
say.
have a rooster?
He's got a
I do.
cock.
Yeah.
You got a cock?
Just one?
You have a cock? We
That's
all
the only
have-
one I need. It's the only one I need.
No cockfights, eh?
No. One at a time.
On that note, that's it. We're out of here. Thank you very much, guys. We're on. See you later.
Hey, bon dia, guys.